This is Woodstock Academy Live. Today's game is brought to you by Bosquet's Appliances in Danielson and Willimantic, The O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, Girardi Insurance Services, and Oconchabar Productions, LLC.
Snap is low, he picks it up, goes back to throw, in trouble to the left, looks to the right, looks to throw it downfield, and does! It's complete to Brandon Nagel at the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Woodstock Academy! Sent in by Wilcox, kicked away by Valley Regional, picked back up by Tracy, sent back in, knocked in, a goal for Woodstock Academy is the answer.
Now, for all the play-by-play action, here's Woodstock Academy Sports Information Director Mark Allard and color commentator extraordinaire Craig Smith.
And good afternoon, and welcome to the Bentley Athletic Complex here at Woodstock Academy for some Eastern Connecticut Conference semifinal girls soccer action here on this Tuesday. Mark Allard, Greg Smith, welcome you aboard on a day that has been changeable. Well, I guess is the best word for it. We're under the tent today because we're worried about that changeability.
Well,
certainly do not want to get rained on too badly with the equipment, so to speak.
I see blue sky over there.
Yeah,
but
and I see
gray
sky over there,
Yeah.
coming in from the west.
Right.
So we're hoping it stays dry. We don't know. So we're going to try to stay dry anyway, and hopefully the girls on the field will as well. The Woodstock Academy Centaurs coming in as the second seed in the Eastern Connecticut Conference Division I tournament. Remember, there are two tournaments in every sport just about, with the exception of field hockey. But Division I and Division II, the Centaurs in Division I taking on number 3 seed Bacon Academy. The two teams kind of even during the year, 10-4-2 for Woodstock Academy, 10-3-3 for Bacon Academy. They faced each other once, a 3-0 win for the Woodstock Academy Centaurs, but don't think they're resting their laurels on that.
No, they better not be.
This is postseason time.
Yes, and as we saw yesterday, postseason time can end rather quickly if you don't prepare.
And do you think that they made, sports, I think, may transfer a little bit within schools? And if anything, I'm sure, and I didn't talk to Coach Dennis Snelling about this, but I will say this. If you're watching, you see that one of your fellow teams lost in a postseason tournament
Right.
and were upset in a postseason tournament, they're number 4, they got beat by number 5. I think that becomes, guys, did you see what happened?
It should be a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Because, as you said yesterday, and when we have kids that they've been playing this sport since they were 5 and 6 years old, you never think it's going to end, but it's going to end sometime. And now we're in postseason, and for the seniors on this team, you lose one, and that's the first tournament gone. You lose another one, and the season's over. So you've got to treat these opportunities just like that.
Yeah,
they're gold.
You got to savor them. There's no question about that. 8 seniors, of course, on this Woodstock Academy squad. It will not be their last game on this field, but they'd still like to play a few more in between, including a championship game on Thursday. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. We had a chance to talk to Woodstock Academy coach Dennis Snelling. We'll be back with Dennis and with more in just a moment.
Here's the good friend.
I'll drink to that. Say, Ernie, still fooling around with magic?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've got a great new trick I've been working picking on?
Ernie, not the watch and scarf trick.
It's the watch and scarf trick. Now, let me show you. Mel, give me your watch.
You're not going to make it disappear, are you?
Now, Sylvia, I need to borrow your silk scarf.
Be careful with it, Ernie. It's my mother's.
No problem. Now, I take Mel's watch, wrap it carefully in Sylvia's scarf, and then set fire to the scarf.
Ernie!
And poof! Uh-oh.
Look at my $2,500 watch.
Jeez.
My mother's scarf.
That's the watch and scarf trick.
Let me show you how it's done.
Show me. Who's your insurance agent?
There's no trick to finding good insurance coverage. Just call Girardi Insurance Services for homeowners and automobile coverage that really covers. Our experience in designing comprehensive protection programs can be tremendously helpful in your planning for the future. You never know what's going to happen next, so know you're ready for whatever happens.
When they ask who's your insurance agent,
Say Girardi Insurance Services, your independent agent.
we're the answer.
See them online at GirardiInsurance.com.
The Bentley Athletic Complex, the Woodstock Academy Centaurs taking on the Bobcats of Bacon Academy in Eastern Connecticut Conference Girls Soccer Semifinal. Dennis Snelling, the head coach of Woodstock Academy. I guess you'd call this a kind of bonus soccer, if you will, because you're in the postseason now. Not only the state tournament, but the ECCs. Got to be pretty happy about that.
Well, we talk about a lot of teams are done, a lot of schools, sports, not playing anymore, so they're on to basketball, and we're lucky to have a couple more soccer games, especially home games, that teams just don't get to see these tournaments, and we do.
And you do. You had a long pregame discussion over there, and it's seemingly a pretty affable and amiable one. Are the kids having a good time right now?
I think they're having a good time. We're just trying to address the game needs to be played like all the other games and not be looked at as much different than that, or we're going to, start behind, so to speak, and just be confident that we're just going to play the right way and enjoy it.
And that's the tough thing about this, because it is kind of that win and go home mentality. We talked about that with Adam Batone with volleyball yesterday. This is the point of season now where you kind of got to win.
Right. And everyone else is thinking the same way, and it's just everyone's willing to go all out to win, or you're not. And the teams that want it more and maybe have more skill, will end up being there at Thanksgiving.
Well, you're certainly on a roll. Let's put it that way. Winners of your last 6, getting to 10-4-2 on the season. And I think Grace Gelhaus has a lot to do with that as well. 9 goals in this 6-game win streak, and more than her share of assists, too.
Good goals against good teams, important goals. She seems to have another level that I guess you wait until the playoffs, the end of the year, to use, and Grace has been helping us get to the end a little bit further every year, and this year's no exception. And certainly last month has been great. I think we only lost 1 game in October, so Grace has a lot to do with that, picking everybody else up in the stats of her own, yes.
And there's certainly something to be said when you have a standout senior. You want them to say, get on my back, I'm going to carry you. That's what she's been doing.
Right, and we have, I think, what was the number on senior day? 8 or 10 seniors.
9, I think, was the number.
And,
8. That's right, 8.
Right, and I think they're all kind of in it together and willing to do whatever they can to help the team keep going. And it seems like everyone's having fun, and I think that's what it's all about. If you have more than 1 senior, especially if you have 8 nice kids, then you might get a little further.
Well, remembering Bacon Academy the first time out, you beat them 3-0, of course, here on the grass field. But it was tough. That first half was scoreless. Their keeper, Elizabeth Glover, is pretty tough.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had an easy game against Bacon. The game we played them, they were probably very fatigued from their prior schedule. I don't think fatigue will be anybody's excuse today. They seem to be a lower scoring, more defensive team, and I think we'll try to do a couple things to be ready for that. And, we know that 1 or 2 goals is all that's going to take today. So.
And, certainly Bacon always plays a physical style of ball.
Yeah, I think we've been doing that this year, too. We're getting maybe more fouls than the other team, probably nearly every game, and I don't think it's officiating. So we've learned to play the same way as basically the rest of the state. the large schools.
So how nice would it be to make a championship game for this team?
I told them the finals at 8 o'clock in East Lyme, so, win or lose, it's a good year. I'm just kidding. No, it'd be a great experience for everybody to get to the final and see what it is, see what it's all about. I think we're going to go anyway for the All-Stars, and it'd be nice to go and end up being the one playing too. So
that would be nice. Of course, you won't get home till midnight, but that's okay. Dennis Snelling.
Once a year.
Once a year. Dennis Snelling, the head coach of Woodstock Academy. We'll be back and get this one started. ECC Semifinal action coming your way next.
Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18-cubic-foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18-cubic-foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at BusquetsAppliance.com. Pay more, what for?
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask the O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, about the exclusive Confident Retirement Approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach towards financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future as well as your wants and needs of today. With the Confident Retirement Approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, the O'Brien Group will help you live life and save for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call me, Pat O'Brien, today at 860-208-9913. My office is conveniently located above the Shopper's Guide in downtown Putnam, Connecticut at 66 Main Street.
The Confident Retirement Approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Luce Center for the Arts at the Woodstock Academy and Performing Arts of Northeast Connecticut proudly present Ocean State Pops Orchestra's 2022 Holiday Pops Concert. Coming to Luce Center for the Arts on December 3rd, we invite you and your whole family to celebrate the holiday season with Rhode Island's finest 60-piece ensemble and special guest openers, the Hill Singers. Bar on site, advanced tickets just $27 on theluce.org or charge by phone at 860-963-6789.
Oh, it's hard to believe we already have Christmas music.
No. No.
No, he says.
No, you don't get to play Christmas music until Thanksgiving.
No, I hate to tell you because already, remember, it's a day after Halloween, and in addition to the election commercials on television, you will see some Christmas commercials today. No.
I won't see any commercials.
Are you like another Scrooge or
Scrooge.
a Grinch? I mean, you were at Halloween last night. My lights are off.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? So are mine. But that's okay. But Christmas, I mean, we're right around the corner now.
Yes, we are. And yes, I'll do the shopping. But no, I don't have to listen to the music.
You've only heard it
first
a million times.
First time I hear Mariah Carey, I'm going after somebody. That's all. It can't happen till Thanksgiving.
Was the volleyball team that used to play it all the time. It was the volleyball team.
Yes, it was.
That used to play it like in September.
Right.
And I'm like, are you serious? And they were. But we're ready for some soccer here. Yes, it is November. It kind of feels more like late September.
Yes, it does. It's a beautiful day.
It's not bad at all. If the rain stays away, the temperatures are not bad. Temperature is?
Today, at game time, the temperature is 63.
63 marvelous degrees. And by the time we have football on Saturday that we're going to bring you, we'll be up in the 70s.
Yes.
You figure that one out. Bacon Academy coming in. As we had mentioned, Elizabeth Glover a pretty good goalie, no question about it. They had 7. She pitched. She could be the Philadelphia Phillies would like her. She pitched 7 shutouts this year, 6-0-1. The last one being a tie with NFA in their final game of the regular season, a scoreless tie. Since that 3-0 loss to Woodstock Academy back on October 1st, believe it or not, 1 month ago, the Bacon Academy Bobcats have gone 4-1-3.
Well, that's a physically imposing team.
Yes,
Those
it is.
girls are very tall, and that is as tall a girls' soccer team as I've seen not in college in quite a while.
Agreed. So we are just about set to go here. The Bacon Academy Bobcats coming out in their white uniforms with the royal blue trim. No comment. Those,
it's
somewhat Putnam-ish.
No, it's the wrong blue.
Oh, it's the wrong blue.
And they can put yellow in all they want.
They can.
It doesn't. And they can call themselves the Academy, but it doesn't. It doesn't make any difference.
Woodstock Academy, the
Navy
Woodstock Academy,
blue.
Navy blue and gold in their unis, and they are set to go as well. And we're set to just about get this one underway.
Best color combination there is.
Yes, there is.
Fashion Week in Paris should be all blue and gold.
Just go to his closet. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Greg Smith's closet, even the door
Blue and gold.
is blue and gold.
Yep.
So we're set to go. And if you do see the camera go down, it'll be brief. It'll be a refresh moment, and we will be back. We'll continue to do play-by-play. You'll continue to be able to hear us. The picture might disappear for like 20 or 30 seconds, but we are still here. So just be aware of that. It's a little glitch in the system, as the saying goes.
I thought I was the glitch in the system.
No, you're the Grinch in the system.
Oh, okay.
Starting lineup, Rebecca Nazer back in goal for Woodstock Academy. Peyton Leet, Magdalena Moslensky, Haley Whitehouse, Freya Robbie in the back for the Centaurs. Macy Rawson, Maya Obergozo, Lennon Favreau, Isabella Mawson are your midfielders up front. Grace Gelhaus and Leah Costa. Maybe you'll notice there is a name missing out of that. Juliet Allard not here today.
Yeah, she's been out sick the last couple of days.
That's common
Yeah.
in the school right now. Let's put it that way. That ball went out over the end line. It'll be a throw-in for Isabella Mawson and Woodstock
I think
Academy.
it's a corner.
Oh, is it a corner?
I believe so.
Oh, it is a corner. Okay, my bad. Already the first
You were
corner of the
reading.
game. I know I was looking down. Here's the boot into the middle, and that'll be headed out by Bacon Academy. We'll give you their lineup as soon as this ball, if it does get cleared, sent back in quickly. And a goal for Woodstock Academy. Offside.
No.
Offside. It was. Leah Costa had no idea that ball was going to come back in
And
from
look at her
Peyton Lee.
laughing about it.
Yep. I mean, and you know what? She was offside.
Yeah, she was offside.
There was no question.
Yep.
And I think because of the fact, and she almost tried to avoid hitting the ball
Yep.
because she knew she was offside.
Right.
So the goal was disallowed.
Joe, take the goal off the board.
Yep. No goal. No
Wow,
goal,
look at
Joe.
that.
No goal. Now we got 2-0 up there. That's not quite right either.
No.
It's zip the score. The ball is sent in, and that'll be Rebecca Nazer able to pick it up. So we'll give them Bacon a shot on that one, and a save by Rebecca Nazer after the offside call on Leah Costa. Interesting way to start the match in just in the first 30 seconds.
Right.
That kind of woke everybody up. Certainly woke me up. The lineup for Bacon Academy: Elizabeth Glover, as we mentioned, in goal. The defense: Maddox Burton, Caitlin Novak, Anna Legault, and Veronica Smith. In the middle for Bacon Academy is Mia Hageman. Also there, Emily Farino. Not Ferrigno, but Farino. Audrey Palmer and Lainey McKeldiff. Let's see. And up front we have Kayla Hall and Alyssa Blanchette. This ball is in the middle right now, picked up there by the Bobcats. Being worked around and sent down by Farino. Ball comes back out to the middle. Coming out was Hageman trying to get to it. And now Farino back over to Hageman. And they'll bring it down that far side, trying to attack the Woodstock Academy D. Booted by Mislensky. That might go out and instead will be a throw-in to that far side. Nice job to keep it from being a corner by the defender.
You see the Bacon's going with 2 attackers up front. And let's see, that's Smith coming all the way down from her defensive position to throw in. This will probably be a pretty good throw.
That would be bodied out by the Centaurs. Hageman went after it. Bothered out there by number 2, Macy Rawson. Ball bounces into the middle to Peyton Leet, kicked out by Lennon Favreau. Out to Grace Gelhaus, who has to play forward right now because Allard is out. This ball is being moved down the far side, back into Woodstock Academy territory. Kicked out, goal kick for Rebecca Nazer. So there is no score, and we're only about 3 minutes in. There was almost a 1-0 lead. That would have been sweet.
And with Woodstock's up front attack with Gelhaus and Costa, that's a potent offensive weapon.
24,
both of them.
24 goals between the two this year, in addition to 15 assists. That's not too bad. Ball goes out. Now be off of Bella Mawson. Be a throw-in right down below for Maddox Burton. Veronica Smith related to you?
We're all related.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure, Greg.
Yep.
Throw-in will be another Bacon Academy throw-in. And coming on over, speaking of Veronica Smith, here she comes on the fly to take the throw-in.
We are all related.
I didn't know that.
That's why there's so many of us.
Yeah, there's only a couple Allards, me and Juliet, that's all.
And she's not here today.
And she's not here today. He's doing the game again, I'm not showing up.
Right.
Smith to throw it in as soon as one of her teammates gets her shoe tied. Now we're set to go. Took a little while. Smith will have that long throw into the middle, and it bounces around a bit, and the middle is open, and fire. Nazer got the save. Dived in front, knocked it over the top. It will be a corner. Or will it be? It'll be a corner.
That was a 4-bell save by
Oh, my
Nazer.
gosh. She dove into her right and just got a hand on it and knocked it over the top. I was just trying. I know who had that shot, and I'm just trying to pick up her number right now. It's the first time we've seen Bacon Academy in a while. Number 6 was Farino, who took that shot
from point blank.
From point blank, and what a save by Rebecca Nazer. So this will be a corner, first corner for Bacon Academy today. Sent in, curling in. Here's another off to the side. Another Lainey McElduff elevated and just put it off to the left side of the net.
And that's what I was talking about in pregame. The size of Bacon Academy. There's a lot of heads in that box on a corner that can put the ball home.
So goal kick out for the Centaurs. And the boot downfield. Getting a leg up on it was Mawson. Mawson a header to Favreau. Got interrupted by Bacon Academy. As we said, they are large. Veronica Smith, physically, they're bigger than most
imposing.
teams. Yeah, they are. It's coming down as Palmer. Palmer battling Mawson. They kick it to the far side. And here comes Farino again. We've mentioned her name a few times already. Booted into, and the two collide as booted into McElduff by number 25, Freya Robbie. And the ball went to that far side, and it stayed in bounds somehow. Long kick downfield. Favreau controls it, the 50-50. Against Hageman, the ball is kicked down the sideline, controlled by Bacon Academy. Knocked away by the Centaurs. Leah Costa got a foot on it to Gelhaus. Gelhaus against 4 defenders back there. Now 5, 1-on-5. That's not good numbers, but it is Grace Gelhaus.
She's on her left foot.
This is Costa in front. And Costa, that no call, is just to the back outside. I thought it was almost a handball, to be honest. Everybody kind of stopped. Gelhaus gets the ball back. Gelhaus sends it in and wide of the net, off to the left side for Gelhaus.
That's how quickly Woodstock can turn defense into offense. Grace Gelhaus was being tracked by 4 defenders, as you said, and Leah Costa was alone on the other side.
And they almost got it to her. Very close. So Glover will have to kick this one out. So both goalies have been challenged already today. This ball comes all the way out to Farino near midfield if she can catch up to it, and she cannot. So it'll be a throw-in for Lennon Favreau on the far side.
And it looks like Whitehouse is coming in.
Haley Whitehouse coming in. Checking out is Abby Morin. And it'll be a throw-in for Favreau. Ball off of Mawson, I do believe. It'll be picked up by Gelhaus. Gelhaus, it got kicked away by Bacon down that far side, and a throw-in for Woodstock Academy again. Peyton Leet, the freshman, on the far side against another freshman, Mia Hageman, who's been active on that far side. Ball bounced out briefly by Bacon Academy, taken away by Grace Gelhaus. Grace Gelhaus working downfield. Tried to get that left foot in. It's going to be a call against her. Got the left foot in, and it tripped up a Bacon defender. So it will be a free kick for the Bobcats deep from their own territory. More shoe tying going on out there.
Do you suppose this Bacon soccer team just switches right to basketball immediately?
You think? I would probably say that's a good assumption, Mr. Smith. Hageman up forward. On to McKelduff, who sends it in, and Nazer has to catch that one. Actually, it was off the foot of Blanchette.
You know, early in the game, I have zero problem with players taking those kind of shots from deep outside.
Yeah, you just want to test the goalie a little bit. Who knows? Maybe you hit somebody in the wrong way and bounces kind of in a different way than the goalie may suspect, and you may come away with a lucky one. Down that far side. The Bobcats trying to keep it in, almost knocked away by the Centaurs. Picked back up again. I do believe this is Blanchette again, and it is a long one over the top of the net this time.
Well, we can see what Bacon's strategy is.
Fire at will. Fire at will.
Ridley.
That's long-range gunnery by Blanchette a couple of times. Goal kick out for Mislinski, and that's Freya Robbie and the Centaurs. Boots it out of there. Favreau trying to get a beat on it, went off the side of her head, and Gelhaus comes in to help out. From the backside, it goes out off of the Bobcats. Last touch by McKelduff. So it'll be a throw-in right down below us by Haley Whitehouse. Knocked away by Palmer for Bacon Academy. Tracks it into the middle where she runs into Maya Obergozo. Hageman up ahead to Farino. This is Novak over on the far side, a defender racing into the offensive end against Orbegozo, knocked away. And that one just kind of straddles that down that far sideline and just keeps on going, and it's still in bounds. Still in bounds. It never went away.
That is the beautiful thing about a turf field.
It is. It doesn't stray from a line. There's no bumps along the way. Gelhaus tried to trap that one. Finally gets it back around midfield. We've played 10 minutes of this one. And that's an offside call against Leah Costa. I don't think they're really playing an offside trap too much. It's just Costa's getting ahead of the field a little bit. Might be a little bit of that, the thought process of a little bit of anxious anxiety.
Absolutely.
You got to play. You got to play well. You can't lose.
And it's just you and Grace up there in a whole lot of white uniforms.
That's the other thing. Trying to get a little advantage. You never know. Header backwards, knocked the other way. Here comes Blanchette again, and actually it was Farino in the call. A dangerous call against Bacon Academy.
Push.
Yep.
And that's one of my former colleagues, Frank May.
Yes, it is.
Who is reffing today's game.
This will be a boot out by Macy Rawson. Off the head of Costa. Costa managed to control it for a little bit, and then coming up on it was Burton, who sends it to this near side. It'll be a throw-in for Haley Whitehouse and the Centaurs. Substitute coming in on the far side. Is that Abby Morin coming back, this time for Orbegozo?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So a throw-in for Whitehouse. Costa tried to control and could not. So it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Burton right down below us. Burton gets it in. Went off this time of Palmer, and it'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs. So Whitehouse just about 20 yards away from where she threw it last. No one caught Mawson's little push from behind.
Except you and I.
Except, that was pretty easy to see. Favreau, right in front of us was Hageman. Favreau gets a foot on it again. Picked up by Burton. Sends it back the other way, but Whitehouse will retrieve at midfield.
Change fields.
Yep, Whitehouse kind of sends it through a whole bunch of white shirts. Gelhaus knocked away and out by McKelduff. So it'll be a throw-in for Whitehouse again, right to Gelhaus.
McKelduff is just...
Yep, they're going to get a call because Gelhaus went down. So right at about the 25-yard line, so about 35 out on the free kick for Favreau. Do you go for it?
Yes.
35 out.
McKelduff is tracking Gelhaus, man-to-man.
Here's Favreau's boot, and it's just going to go off to the right side of the keep.
If Gelhaus is chewing gum, McKelduff
knows what flavor it is.
Dentine.
She knows exactly where it is, what kind and what flavor. Following her around everywhere,
and
marking
her up. Of course, that
tough.
was a line from Hoosiers.
Oh, was that? Well, it was a line. You're right. Boot downfield to midfield. Sent back in by Peyton Leet. That one kind of went off the side of the foot. Bacon has to retrieve in their own territory. Gelhaus quickly over there to retrieve. Gelhaus sends it over to Leah Costa. Costa on the right foot on the right side. Costa tries to get around the D, sends it into the corner of the net.
Goal kick.
Yeah, goal kick out. He sent it into the corner. I do not think the defender touched it. And it was just sent into the side of the net.
I thought Costa played it off the defender, but
apparently not, said Frank May.
Mr. May knows best.
Well, he had a better angle than we did. I will admit to that. Here's Veronica Smith with the ball. Boots it downfield. Mawson comes up, uses that right leg to corral. Burton uses the head to send it the other way. Whitehouse with the left leg. Favreau trying to corral as well, and this ball comes down to Hageman and the Bobcats. And there's a fall. There's a knockdown. Going down was Farino on the play, so it'll be a free kick for the Bobcats deep in their own territory. Last time these two teams played, that 3-0 win, it was a zip tie at half. So right now, scoreless is not surprising. Leah Costa scored the first goal just 4 minutes into the second half. And then Maya Orbegozo and Lennon Favreau both scored their first career goals of the season, or of their career. And that one you're going to say is going to go against Woodstock Academy. What were you saying?
Offside. Leah Costa was not offside when the ball was struck.
So apparently that's the call, however, back around the 31. So Maya Orbegozo and Lennon Favreau scored their first career goals, same game against Bacon Academy. So that was pretty special.
You're not kidding.
And that ball goes out off of Woodstock Academy. Miss Lenski, last person to touch it, so it will be Bacon ball. Over on that far side, we've played 15 minutes of this first half. No score between these two teams.
And obviously both teams are just trying to see what the other side is doing. The pitch, what's up, and trying to figure out where they can take advantage.
Now, Bacon's not exactly a high-scoring team. In the 16 games they've played, they've scored 31 goals. But they've only allowed 17. So they don't give up. They don't score a lot, but they don't give up a lot either. 3 was actually a big number. As we said, there were 7 shutouts amongst those 16 games. This is Whitehouse sending it down. It'll go out. It'll be a throw-in for Woodstock Academy, deep in Bacon territory. Favreau.
Now subs coming in. Costa's coming out for a brief period, I would imagine.
And Favreau to throw it in. Indeed, she will get a break. Mawson sends it in over the top of Gelhaus. Gelhaus gets it back, and then knocked away from her, be another throw-in for the Centaurs. Favreau will go down to send it in. This is off of Selmecki. Knocked away by the Bobcats briefly. Another throw-in for Woodstock Academy. Last touched by Palmer. So Favreau will throw it in again. Quickly to Gelhaus, knocked out again by the Bobcats. McKeldiff was right there with her.
Yep.
Knocked it out. Favreau again with the throw-in. As the offense tries to get situated. Smith on the header. Favreau deep in the corner. And the ball goes up in the air. Favreau saves it backwards. Or did she? No, she did not. It'll be a throw-in.
But these throw-ins deep.
Yes.
Get on your player. Don't let him breathe.
Smith. Here comes Gelhaus. Back over to Palmer. Kicks it downfield, and it'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs.
And that defense is exactly what you wanted if you're Woodstock. Bacon make a mistake deep in their own territory.
Favreau throws it in to the middle of the box almost, and the Bobcats able to clear, briefly anyway, because here comes Peyton Leet, who sends it up past to Novak. Chased down by the Centaurs.
Big cross.
And they do get the cross, but nobody was there for it. Gelhaus was more up front. Selmecki tries to corral it, knocked out. It'll be last touched by Selmecki, so it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. When I used to be a writer a long time ago, I used to always want to say, I want to do bacon sizzles or bacon fries or, those kind of. That's why whenever I think about Bacon Academy, it's always like, what kind of great adjective can I throw in there? And, of course, no one ever let me do it, but that's just the way it is.
And I should know because I am certified to teach English, but what is that called? That alliterative sense.
The alliterative sense?
The bacon fries their opponent.
Bacon sizzles in a game. let's put it this way. It's something that's not allowed in the press, okay, because it's just too easy. It's basically, a situation for the most part that a pun, if you will, is pretty close. So we didn't use a lot of puns.
I know
in
there's
our
a term.
days.
There's got to be
a term for it.
If you have onomatopoeias, there's definitely a term for that.
Oh, yeah, no question. And to be honest, off the top of my head,
right.
I haven't taken English in a while. I just know we didn't do it, okay? Although every beginning writer did. That ball went up in the air. It'll be a call going against the Bobcats. It'll be a free kick for the Centaurs.
And as we were talking in pregame, Bacon is very physical.
Yeah.
They're very aggressive.
It was interesting because Dennis Snelling said, yeah, but so are we. We get a lot of calls against us, too. But I don't know much. He said physicality calls, and, of course, he's seen more games than we have. But I haven't seen a lot of physical calls going against the Centaurs. You see the offsides because of quickness and things like that. Favreau boots it downfield. Gelhaus tries to break through. Header out by the Bobcats. Gelhaus trying to track it down against two players. Gelhaus got it back to her right, then tried to get it over to Mawson, has to retrieve it by herself. Back out to Whitehouse. Whitehouse to Gelhaus, but in the way was the Bacon Academy Bobcats. Mawson gets on that ball, is kicked out in the relief of the pressure, if you will, a throw-in down to this near side. They're asking Whitehouse to go further back, that the throw-in has to be back around the 40. The sun played peekaboo with us for a while,
Yeah,
but
there
now
was blue sky for a second.
Not anymore. There's a lot of clouds. The rain is kind of supposed to be on and off today. Well, we had a lot of drizzle earlier today. Mawson was bounced around. Veronica Smith kicks it back into the middle. Favreau header. Here's Farino for Bacon Academy. Knocked down
Nice
by
job
Whitehouse.
by Whitehouse.
Mawson trying to control here. Mawson, little stop with her right foot, and unfortunate, Bacon got in the way. Whitehouse trying to battle. Loses that one to the Bobcats. Picking it up is Palmer right down below us. Kicks it down. Might have hit a Centaur first, and it did. Nope, they're going to say the other way. Whitehouse will throw it in for Woodstock Academy. Into the foot, unfortunate for Mawson. It just hit her right in the foot, and it just bounded out of bounds. So a throw down field, trying to be tracked down out there by Kayla Hall. That ball goes out. Be a throw in again for the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
And Freya Robbie just does her job.
Yeah.
Relieves pressure, gets rid of the ball.
So Veronica Smith will throw it in for the Bobcats. Got a good throw like that. Knocked around a little bit. That was Blanchette again, bodied up on it. Kind of got a little dangerous in there. Blanchette comes in, tries to knock the ball away, and then booted out by Mawson. She's been everywhere, too.
Mawson, she's the Energizer Bunny out there.
Smith knocked it right into what almost was the arm of McKelduff, but again, it was not intentional. If it did hit her arm, it'll be a throw-in over on that far side for the Centaurs as we've gone under the halfway mark of the first half with no score, although there have been opportunities. An offside call in the first minute against Leah Costa after the ball went in off of a shot that was not anticipated, let's put it that way. And then another one where Rebecca Azar, the goalie for Woodstock Academy, just barely made the save on McKelduff right in front of the net.
Oh, she got a hand on the ball and just knocked it over the crossbar.
Yeah, it was Farino, actually.
That is the best save I've seen this year.
I would agree. Just got a hand on it, diving to her right, knocked it over the crossbar just in time. So the Bobcats with a throw-in over on that far side. But that's essentially the story of the game. This ball is sent into the middle. Picked up and fired by the Bobcats, but Nazer is there. Off the shot for Bacon Academy. That is the fourth save for Rebecca. 6 shots by the Bobcats. That one was by Hageman. This ball's up in the air, trying to be searched for by Farino. Picked up out there by the Centaurs. Right around the 30-ish or so. Favreau's header backwards. Nice. As it will pop out into the midfield. Downfield we go. Becca Mawson trying to get it forward. Gets it back. Actually has Leah Costa back in there. My bad. Picked up there, and the Bobcats send it the other way, back over midfield. Big boot by Magdalena Mislenski. Tried to get it to the head of Gelhaus, knocked away by Bacon Academy. A little bit of a miss kick there for the Bobcats, right around their own 30. Picked up instead by Emma Massey from the Centaurs, knocked away by Veronica Smith, back around the 40. Here comes Woodstock Academy. Mislenski trying to drive it through, try to get it to Costa, now to Gelhaus. Picked up there and come all the way to this near side, and it should be a throw-in for Woodstock Academy and will be. Maya Orbegozo right down below us to throw it in, right around the 30 or so. Picked up there by Mawson, back to Orbegozo, back to Mawson. Mawson trying to work it around. Mawson down this near side. Mawson around the 20. Mawson
look
to the
at that
15,
move.
but Veronica Smith boots it away before it got any more dangerous. Centaurs, here's Favreau. Orbegozo. Back to Favreau. Couldn't really get a handle on that one, so Hageman comes in for the Bacon Academy Bobcats. Booted away by Burton. Header by Orbegozo. At midfield, Kayla Hall tried to get a handle on that one and couldn't, but Hageman does. Peyton Leak kind of took the worst, rolling along on the ground around midfield for the freshman. Here's Blanchette. She's got that big foot, couldn't do anything with it. Hageman tried to get it right back to Blanchette, who redirected it. Nazer comes out, and not really a save. It was just kind of a redirection by Blanchette.
Blanchette's working it off a little bit.
And can you believe she's only a freshman?
Yeah.
I mean, physically, you know, she looks more like a junior or a senior.
Yep.
But like you're right, maybe they all play basketball after this. Veronica Smith will kick it from the 40. Bacon Academy, of course, famous for their girls basketball program. They've been pretty good over the years. This ball headed out by the Centaurs. Picked up by Mawson for Woodstock Academy and turned, but knocked back in by the Bobcats. Chased down by Palmer right in front of us. Tried to get through it. Orbegozo does. Here comes Mawson. Mawson one times to Favreau. Favreau knocked away by Palmer again. Favreau trying to get some room to operate back in the midfield. Costa went after it, but was knocked away. Not really a lot of runs in this game by either team. It's been more or less like it's been kind of a lot of 50-50. Let's put it that way. Blanchette sends it back. It'll be a goal kick out. No one can really seem to get ahead, and when you do, you get the offside call. The Centaurs have been called for it a couple of times. But no one can really get that big pass, that really good pass in, the cross or the big bomb that works.
Magda has just been playing great. The way she steps in and just takes the ball from the Bacon players has been very impressive so far today.
Ball is headed back into Woodstock territory. Picked up there by Farino. Chasing after it now is Palmer. Sophomore for the Bobcats. Tried to cross it into the middle, and Nazar will just watch that one go into the side of the net. Be a goal kick out for the Centaurs. Under the 15-minute mark here in the first half. We'll be right back here on Saturday at the Bentley Athletic Complex. Woodstock Academy football team taking on the Fitch Falcons. That game time is 1 o'clock on Saturday. Senior Day here at the Bentley Athletic Complex on Saturday as well. Boot out by Freya Robbie. And that one is booted back in by the Bobcats. Picked up there by Farino briefly. Now back it goes the other way. And actually it was Kayla Hall who got a foot on that one first. It rolls out. Be a throw in right down below. It's Bailey Elliott in the game now for the Bobcats as well.
Number 4?
Yep.
Finally, a Bacon player who's not physically imposing.
Exactly. It's probably because she's only a freshman, but she looks more like a freshman than Alyssa Blanchette does. Maya Orbegozo will get the throw from deep inside the Centaur territory.
13 minutes, 15 seconds left in this first half.
Peyton Leet will take a little rest. This ball is right in front of us. Mawson booted away by Maddox Burton all the way downfield. Kayla Hall trying to get to it before anybody else does, will not. Orbegozo knocked away by Elliott. It'll be a throw-in for Orbegozo again. But before that happens, here comes another sub. Okay, now this is a little bit.
Woodstock's going with one strike up front.
Yeah, and we got to. I think this is. I do not know number 45, unfortunately. Do you know number 45?
No.
Okay, I think it's a JV player. Is it? Can you help us out? Okay. Jared Booton's going to help us out to try to find out who number 45 is. Because remember, the rosters have increased a little bit on both sides because JV no longer is playing. So you got a few extra bodies out there. Gelhaus at midfield.
Coach Snellen's looking for a little bit more control in the midfield, moving Costa and Gelhaus back to midfield and playing with one strike.
Ball was knocked out. There'll be a throw-in on that far side for the Centaurs. Emma Massey will take it for Woodstock Academy. Bounced off, bounced right back to Massey. Picked up there by the Bobcats. Knocked away. Here comes Gelhaus on the run. Gelhaus sends it in. Bobcats up to the task of kicking it out of there again. Back into midfield. Header by Mawson. And that was Bailey Elliott getting a foot on it. Booted back to this near side. Bella Mawson again for Costa. Costa down the near side. Costa being watched out there by Burton. Ball was knocked away by Veronica Smith. There'll be a throw-in for Bacon Academy. Well, we'll have to at halftime get a number 45 because we don't. I don't know if
we don't have her on our roster.
Oh, did you find it? Gabby Brown is number 45.
Go Gabby.
There we go.
Freshman Gabby Brown.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Booton.
Very much appreciated, so we know who it is. It'll be a throw-in for Veronica Smith. And the Bobcats defender all the way to midfield. Mawson watches, that one went off of her. Bailey Elliott, well, maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe not. Elliott's looking for help. Anybody want to come get this?
Well, with the players right in front of us right now, you hear a lot of heavy breathing.
Oh, yeah.
These guys, even though there's no score on the board, they're putting in tremendous effort.
Gelhaus about the 40. Back to Massey. Ball goes back a little further into Woodstock territory. Kicks it right off a Bacon player. Bounces out to Hageman. Hageman, no, there's Mislenski again, diving for the ball. Or is that Morin? That's Morin, 13, yep.
Mislenski. Between your 13 and your 19.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. Sent in by the Bobcats. Nazer comes out to retrieve. That was Morin. They were looking for someone coming in, and it was Kayla Hall who was coming in on Nazer. And Nazer was able to retrieve the ball before Hall could get to
That's the hardest thing for a goalie. When do you stay on your line? When do you come out?
Correct. Mawson sends that one downfield. And speaking of coming out, Glover missed it. Sent in by Costa. And it's just wide of the crease. Oh, my gosh. Just rolled across the front of an open net.
A mistake by Glover. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, a missed kick by Glover. And then, Costa, sometimes that open shot is the worst because you just know you can, it's just, I got it, and it rolls right across the front of the crease. And that's a long front.
Well, this is that box, the 18-yard box.
Yep.
You can fit an entire basketball court in that.
Yes, you can.
An entire basketball court will fit in the box.
Yep. So you got to figure it's a long stretch that you've got there, and that one just rolled all of it, and and again, you're on turf. It's not going to bounce right, and it's not going to bounce left. It's going to follow its line, and it did. Back out at midfield, booted in by Macy Rawson. That was only the second shot, really, by the Centaurs. First one was back with Gelhaus. This was sent in by Costa. Gelhaus coming in, but Glover not going to make the mistake a second time. Now, remember, she came way out of the box the first time and had to kick it because she couldn't pick it up. That one, she made sure she got it in the box and they could punt it away.
And she can punt.
Yes, she can. Or Bagozzo. And she's only a sophomore. This ball goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats and Maddox Burton. And now the wind is picking up on top of it, blowing from left to right across the field.
But I'm happy neither goalie has to deal with sun in their eyes.
Well, that's true. Here's Kayla Hall. Got it through a couple defenders. Macy Rawson will let it go through, and it should be a goal kick out. And will be a goal kick out. 7:50 left here in the first half of play. I'd like to thank our sponsors who have helped us all year long and will continue to do so as we head into the winter season. O'Brien Financial Group, as well as Girardi Insurance Services and Busquets Appliances and TV, and lest we forget Okanjumar Productions. Thank you very much, all of you, for helping all season long with everything that we can bring you. And we brought you a lot of games already.
Yes, sir.
We've been busy. So this will be one of the last this week, but not the last. As we mentioned, we do have a football game to bring you on Saturday. Kayla Hall with the ball for Bacon Academy. Knocked away briefly, sends it back into the middle. Mislenski got a foot on it enough. Knocked back in by Bacon, and it's kicked out by Woodstock Academy.
Freya Robbie was able to relieve pressure.
Gabby Brown trying to get on the ball for the Centaurs, and does.
Oh, right there, 10.
She found Costa, did she? No, just a little bit too far ahead, and the defense was able to kick it first, back at midfield. Orbegozo, back over to this near side to Whitehouse. Whitehouse just one times around Elliott. Mawson on the ball for Woodstock Academy, knocked away by Hageman. Down to this near side, picked up by Freya Robbie. That was kicked out. It'll be a throw in for Bacon Academy. Winners of this game will be playing at a great time. 8 o'clock on Thursday night down in East Lyme.
That's just crazy.
That means like it is a midnight arrival home if you're lucky, because if you get unlucky, remember, everything in a tournament has to be played out. So especially in a championship game, so you'll have 2 overtime periods and a PK round, I do believe. So they do try to determine a champion. This is Robbie right along this near side line. Ball back out into the middle to Orbegozo. Kind of slipped off her foot the opposite way. Now she gets it back under control. Gabby Brown's in the middle of the field. Brown sends it down, looking for Gelhaus. Gelhaus got a left foot on it.
That's what I'd look for.
I would too. Gelhaus sends it over to Costa, and another offside call. Yep. So it'll be a free kick for the Bobcats, right about the 20, about the 19.
Mr. May likes his offside call.
Yeah, that's already his 3rd offside call. I've been counting. So it will be a goal kick, or a free kick for Glover, a goalie kick, if you will, because she's going to do the booting. And a boot downfield, gets over midfield, right about the 40, headed up in the air by Mawson. Blocked up on, bodied up on by Whitehouse. Here comes Gelhaus again, knocked away from her. Mawson knocked off the ball by Elliott, picked up by Burton in the back. Back over midfield. Farino trying to track it down. Smith gets to it first. Elliott kind of whiffed on that one, but it's kicked by Costa for the Centaurs to Gabby Brown. That was knocked down right at midfield. Brown back again. Brown to the left foot. Brown looks over here. Burton. Favreau picks up the ball that was headed into the middle. Up ahead to Costa.
A little long.
Yeah, a little bit too long. It'll be a goal kick
Good
out.
idea by Lennon Favreau.
It was.
You get the ball in the middle, about the 30-yard line. You want to get it to the outside to make the defense move, to open up some holes.
So this game right now resembling the first game pretty much, right by script. The two teams finished scoreless the first time they met in the first half. And we only have 4 minutes left in this first half without a score. Yeah, that was I hate that word. Mawson will throw it in. Yeah, I'm a golfer. I do not say that word. Favreau, although I have done it several times in my life.
Like actors don't say good luck?
Yeah, exactly. And that ball will roll out. It will be a corner. It should be a corner, I think. Yes, it will be. Mawson will come over.
All right.
Second corner for Woodstock.
With 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, let's see what they can generate here.
Well, Favreau, Gelhaus, and Brown are all in the box. Orbegozo's deep. Mawson sends it that way. Blocked out by the Bacon D. Didn't even get to their keeper. Mawson puts it back into the middle. Picked up briefly by Costa. Knocked away by the Bacon D. Whitehouse comes out to pick it up. One times it forward. Could not be contained by Favreau. The ball comes rolling down this near side, kicked out. Be a throw-in for the Centaurs, as Burton had no choice but to kind of kick it out. And Favreau will do the throw-in.
And what do you think, Mark? Energizer Bunny for Mawson? She's everywhere.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Gabby Brown trying to get a handle on that one. Glover comes out and has to dive on it. Brown was not going to give up on it. And Glover's made her give up on it because she just kind of dove on the ball. This will be a punt out for her, for the goalie. I like that header.
Yep. Down and hard.
Down and hard. Glover will have to catch this one before Gelhaus can come up, and does so rather handily.
And Favreau's, I mean, I've said this in the games that we've covered recently, the Woodstock Academy girls team is really good at their through balls. The through balls from the midfield to the attack, and that's what Lennon Favreau's tried to do, and it's not going to take long for her to figure it out.
Well, you got to figure sooner or later, if anything, the Centaurs, although they have less chances than the Bobcats right now, they've only had 2 shots really on the goal. Bacon has had about 6. But by the
most
same
of those
token,
were bombs from the outside.
Yeah, they were bombs from the outside. There was the one in the box that was very, very dangerous, but most of them were bombs from the outside. The Centaurs seem to be able to forge a little bit better of a coordinated attack. Whitehouse to Mawson. Mawson in the middle, trying to dribble through, sends it, and this will go by.
That's onside.
Novak. Orbegozo tries to keep it in and does with the left foot. Sends it back to the D. Orbegozo gets it back in the box, in the middle, knocked away by the Bobcats. Veronica Smith bodied up on it. Favreau on the header. Whitehouse picks it up outside. Elliott got a left foot on it, and it will go out, so it'll be a throw-in down below for the Centaurs.
1:20 left in this first half.
Whitehouse looks over to the left and then says, maybe I'll throw it into the middle. Headed out by Hageman. Freya Robbie back over to Whitehouse. Here's Leah Costa. Costa trying to dribble through some people here and trying to keep it in at the same time. Booted away by Burton. Whitehouse with that right foot, left foot to Mawson. Mawson over the top of the D, but the D got in her way. Hageman did a nice job of impeding her progress. Favreau trying to control the ball at mid. Under a minute to play here, first half. Mawson, little push from Elliott, but no call. Mawson to Favreau.
In the middle.
Favreau looked for Gelhaus, and Gelhaus had it knocked away by McKelveth, who, like you say, has basically been following her every move.
Yep.
Here's Orbegozo. Over to that far side. Mislenski kicked it in, knocked away by the Bobcats all the way down that far sideline. That's going to probably do much of the remaining time. There's only 20 seconds to go in the half. Mislenski kicks it backwards to Freya Robbie. She'll reset things, but you don't have a lot of time to reset. Gelhaus over to Mawson, or at least was trying to get it to Mawson. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. 4 seconds left here in the first half, and that's just about going to do it for this first half of play. The Woodstock Academy Centaurs and Bacon Academy Bobcats facing off in this Eastern Connecticut Conference girls soccer semifinal. By the way, the winners of this game face the winners of the Ledyard-Stonington game. Of course, there's a little, shall we say, issue for the Centaurs with Stonington after the first match they played. It's a game they don't want to remember. Woodstock Academy doesn't want to remember, but something tells me they wouldn't mind another shot at the Bears.
I'm sure they would.
Yes.
I am absolutely positive they would.
I kind of figured you would be. There's no question about that. We do have some halftime announcements we'll go through with Greg Smith. We'll talk about the first half, and we'll be right back with more from the Bentley Athletic Complex.
Well, here's the good friend.
I'll drink to that. Say, Ernie, still fooling around with magic?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've got a great new trick I've been working on.
Ernie, not the watch and scarf trick.
It's the watch and scarf trick. Now, let me show you. Mel, give me your watch.
You're not going to make it disappear, are you?
Now, Sylvia, I need to borrow your silk scarf.
Be careful with it, Ernie. It's my mother's.
No problem. Now, I take Mel's watch, wrap it carefully in Sylvia's scarf, and then set fire to the scarf.
Ernie!
And poof! Uh-oh.
Look at my $2,500 watch.
Jeez.
My mother's scarf.
That's the watch and scarf trick.
Let me show you how it's done.
Show me. Who's your insurance agent?
There's no trick to finding good insurance coverage. Just call Girardi Insurance Services for homeowners and automobile coverage that really covers. Our experience in designing comprehensive protection programs can be tremendously helpful in your planning for the future. You never know what's going to happen next, so know you're ready for whatever happens.
When they ask who's your insurance agent,
say Girardi Insurance Services, your independent agent.
We're the answer.
See them online at GirardiInsurance.com.
Creating art is a different skill set as opposed to the world of academia. It serves as a kind of playground for creativity that not only provides diversity in my life, but is also something I can then use to progress my other studies. Although one of my greatest joys is acquiring knowledge through my studies, it becomes easier to feel like a machine. Art, creating, brings back the humanity in society. It is a kind of communication that is internationally understood. My name is Maya Fraga. I'm a senior from Woodstock, and I am Woodstock Academy. For more information where you can spend your next 4 years, please visit woodstockacademy.org/future centaurs.
Halftime here at the Bentley Athletic Complex. No score between Woodstock Academy and Bacon Academy, an Eastern Connecticut Conference semifinal matchup. And, we do have a lot of things going on around here at Woodstock Academy, do we not?
We do. We absolutely do.
Why don't you tell us some of those things?
Miss Samantha Romero and Ms. Rachel Budd would like everyone to know that Reflections, a contemporary sculpture exhibit, will be at the gallery at the Luce Center for the Arts until November 17th. You have a couple more weeks to see it. And if for more information, go to theloos, THELOOS.org. We also have the Ocean State Pops Orchestra are performing a holiday concert at the Luce Center for the Arts on December 3rd. Our Hill Singers will be the opening act. For ticket information, go to theloos.org. Holly Singleton would like everybody to know that the Bee Club is raising funds. Now, the Bee Club, one of our newer clubs at Woodstock Academy, these are students committed to the well-being and support of members of our community who face medical hardships. They help defray the cost of medical emergencies. And when I say our community, that is the world. As far as the Bee Club is concerned, if they hear about somebody that's in need, they support them. What they're doing to raise money is they're raffling off a PlayStation 5 worth hundreds of dollars. $10 for one ticket, $50 for 6 tickets, and $100 for 15 tickets. The drawing will be at halftime of the Thanksgiving Day game against Killingly. And last, but certainly not least, Brad Favreau wants us all to know that Giving Day is November 15th. Woodstock Academy is raising funds to support the Inspire 150 campaign. That is the effort to renovate the Academy building, my home. So I'd love it if you were able to contribute to this very, very valuable cause.
Have you picked out your colors yet?
I do. Blue and gold. Those are my colors.
I kind of figured that wouldn't be too hard to tell you what the colors inside are going to be. That's
Gifts of
sure.
$150 or more gets a set of Woodstock Academy coasters. And by the way, I have a set of Woodstock Academy coasters.
Let me just tell you, I'm surprised you only have one.
Yeah. A generous alumnus has volunteered to match the first $5,000 raised in this effort. So that is a beautiful thing.
No question.
Please think about contributing to Inspire 150.
So
and if you want to see the commercial that they made for it, I'm on that too.
Oh, yes, you are on that. They
am.
should give us that commercial so we can play it.
I'm telling you.
They should give it to us. We just haven't ever seen it, I think, at this point. So, we play commercials from Woodstock Academy, do we not? Well, we should have one for that.
We should have one.
No question about that. We're at halftime. The Woodstock Academy Centaurs and Bacon Academy Bobcats scoreless right now in this ECC semifinal. Can give you one score, a final, if you will. It comes from Division II, where Plainfield and Montville played earlier this afternoon. Started at 2 o'clock. That game is already over. 3-0 win for Plainfield over Montville. They face the winner of Lyman St. Bernard at 5:30 in the ECC championship match on Thursday. The winner of this game faces the winner of Ledyard Stonington at 8 o'clock at East Lyme on Thursday. Kind of a late night, what can we say? We'll be back with more from the Bentley Athletic Complex in just a moment.
Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18-cubic-foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18-cubic-foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at BusquetsAppliance.com. Pay more, what for?
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask the O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, about the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach towards financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future as well as your wants and needs of today. With the Confident Retirement approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, the O'Brien Group will help you live life and save for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call me, Pat O'Brien, today at 860-208-9913. My office is conveniently located above the Shopper's Guide in downtown Putnam, Connecticut at 66 Main Street.
The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Luce Center for the Arts at the Woodstock Academy and Performing Arts of Northeast Connecticut proudly present Ocean State Pops Orchestra's 2022 Holiday Pops Concert. Coming to Luce Center for the Arts on December 3rd, we invite you and your whole family to celebrate the holiday season with Rhode Island's finest 60-piece ensemble and special guest openers, the Hill Singers. Bar on site, advanced tickets just $27 on theluce.org or charge by phone at 860-963-6789.
So I'm going to put you into the halftime locker room, even though there wasn't a locker room, the halftime huddle. What was said for Woodstock Academy?
Maintain. Keep doing what you're doing. Work the through balls. Work from the midfield. And I think we're going to see more of Gelhaus and Costa in the midfield, maybe one of them up front. I liked Brown being put into the game as a bigger body in the attack mode.
Juliet Allard is kind of like that as well. And Gabby Brown, although may not be as fast, because not many people are as fast as Juliet Allard, but gives them that same kind of feel,
presence up front.
Yeah.
There's nothing that needs to be changed. And for Bacon Academy, while they were more aggressive in the first part of that first half, I think Woodstock gained the momentum in the second part of the first half and was able to dictate play. They have to get, Bacon has to get their mojo back. They have to get the attacking part of their offense back together.
The Centaurs had that dangerous shot by Rebecca Costa after Elizabeth Glover made the little miscue on the kick.
Right.
Unfortunately, it rolled across the net, and Bacon Academy, their best shot. I do believe it was either by Farino. It could have been Kayla Hall, but I think it was Farino because I saw the number 6. And Rebecca Nazer made a tremendous save with the right hand, just knocking it up and over the crossbar. And that was really early on after a Leah Costa goal had been, not a Leah Costa goal, a goal by Grace Gelhaus had been disallowed because Leah Costa had been ruled offside.
The first of several offsides. And
3, of course.
Coaches just hate offsides.
Yeah.
But offsides means that you're attacking.
And to be honest, and I've been an official in soccer many years ago, but offside in a 2-person team is the hardest call to make.
Absolutely.
Because you can't really, you're kind of judging it. You may not always be in the right position to call the offside. Now, the one on Leah Costa, that was pretty evident because Peyton Leet had gotten the ball way outside and sent it back in, and Leah Costa was clearly back behind the D.
Yeah.
And by the way, I hate the offside call in soccer, but I think there'd be a lot more goals and a lot more fun if you didn't have offsides. That's my own personal opinion.
But it's the beautiful game.
No, that's an ugly call. I like the fact if you have a faster player once in a while, and that got that athleticism.
Right.
They can get behind the D, let her rip. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
that's
I
just
do.
not the way it works in this game. And I hated to make that call. I hated to make the offside call when I was in a two-person team. When you're running the lines, now you got a bet. Obviously, you've got a much better angle on
You
it.
stay as far back as
And
the
the referee
defense.
just runs the field. But you follow the lines. It's easier.
You're darned if you do and darned if you don't if you're on a two-person
Yes,
crew.
yeah.
Because if you're back at the end of the defense, well, you're not forward enough to make the call.
Right. So it's kind of tough.
Right.
And it was. I used to laugh at coaches when they'd yell at me and say, "Why didn't you make that offside call?" I said, "Because I'm here and it was there.
Yeah.
And it's 40 yards from here. Do you think
Right.
you can see it?" Well, I saw it. I'm sure you did. So anyway, the ball will be set to go here for another 40 minutes. And remember, it's as
At
much as
least
we
40 minutes.
shouldn't talk about it, but we will. We'll put the jinx on ourselves because, yes, if you do not get a tie, there is no such thing as a tie in a tournament game. You will play 2 more overtime periods, golden goal, and then you will have a PK scenario if indeed we get that far. Hopefully we don't, because otherwise we'll be playing in the dark, and Greg Smith's tummy will not be very happy.
No.
So all of that is bad, okay? Hageman is set to take it for Bacon Academy right around midfield. Over to Burton, who boots it out. It'll be a throw in right down below us for Maya Orbegozo.
And Burton was the left fullback in the first half, and now she's the right fullback for
Move
Bacon.
things around a little bit. Into the middle. Kayla Hall can't get to it. Mawson does. Header to the side. It'll be a throw in for the Centaurs. Right down below, Leah Costa will throw it in for Woodstock Academy as Susie Extra Ball gets out of her way. Throws it in. Gelhaus turns around and goes to get it, and Bacon just kicks it into the stands. So it'll be another throw in for Costa. Costa gets it in off the head of Farino, picked up by Orbegozo. Orbegozo around Hageman. Orbegozo still fighting for it. Hageman kind of left alone, and she'll boot it forward. Tracking it down, they got her away from Morin. Right down below us, Macy Rawson. Well, here's Burton to Hageman. To the far side, reverse the field. Change it up a little bit, right? Over on that far side is Novak for Bacon Academy. Off of Mawson. Mawson gets it back right around mid to Lennon Favreau. Favreau gives it up to Mawson. Mawson, nice little move out there, but could not shed Blanchette, who just hung with her and then kicks it out. It'll be a throw-in for Favreau on the far side.
With Blanchette being a freshman and sophomore Mawson, I think they're going to do battle for the next several years.
Get the idea? They may know each other before it's all said and done. Gelhaus sent it in, but it was behind the net, and it'll be a goal kick out, I think, or it'll be a corner. It will be a corner for Woodstock Academy.
Yeah,
Mawson running over. Yep. So Mawson will run over there to take it. Just underway here in the second half. No score between these two teams. Very familiar with one another. And because it is two academies, I guess you could say there is the academy rivalry, but there is kind of a little rivalry with Bacon Academy.
Oh, absolutely.
No question about it.
You know,
Very similar size school, very similar type of kid.
And they got their population when we got ours.
Yep. That one's headed out by the Bobcats. Gelhaus. Back out to Macy Rawson. Gives it back to Gelhaus. Gelhaus over to Mawson. Yeah, you got Macy Rawson and Bella Mawson. So, you know.
They do that to you on purpose.
I think they did. I really do. And I kind of like it when they get the ball from Mawson to Rawson, you know, kind of fun. Throw it on the far side for Novak. That was off of Hall's leg. Back out to Novak, back into the middle of the field. Favreau trying to fight for it. Knocked close to the line. It'll go out. It'll be a throw-in for Favreau and the Centaurs. Just launches it downfield over the top of Gelhaus. Morin got a foot on it, got a head on it, too. And then booted away. Blanchette likes to do that. She's going to get called for a high kick again.
Yes,
Another
she
dangerous
did.
call. I think that's the second dangerous call on her.
And for the same reason,
Yeah.
just getting her boot up.
Yeah, getting the leg up and into the midsection. So Favreau, again, only from about 39 yards out. Last time she did this, she actually did send it in. This time it's into the middle to Orbegozo. Headed out by Bacon, though. And everybody kind of lays off the ball. Here comes Blanchette, just kind of came through the defense.
Blanchette doesn't lay off anything.
No, she doesn't. And I think Costa saw her coming. Was like, I'm not wearing any pads here, you know. I don't want to get run over. Be a free kick on this side. I didn't see exactly. I was actually looking over at you, but it'll be a free kick for the Bobcats. Right down below us is Legault. The boot by Legault. Favreau's header. On to Peyton Leet. Back around midfield. Hageman. Another freshman battle there. Mawson and Hageman. Gelhaus. Taken away by the Bobcats. Put back in by Abby Morin. Booted away by Novak. Over to that far side. It'll go out before Palmer can get to it, so it'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs. Orbegozo will come out. Emma Massey will come back in for Woodstock Academy. No score. We're 5 minutes into the second half. And they're going to back it all up.
And soccer players are very well known for trying that. Seeing how much I can get up the line.
Yeah, give me a few more yards, will you? How many times do you see it when the official turns their back, they kick it 5 yards further?
Absolutely.
Happens all the time. Blanchette boots this one. Rawson got her leg up and knocked it down. Picked up by, right down below us was Massey. Up ahead to Peyton Leet, knocked away by the Bobcats. Favreau backpedaling. Hageman by Favreau all the way back. This is the Bobcats trying a little run here as they get it past Freya Robbie. Trying to control it as Palmer cannot. It goes out, and it will be a corner for Bacon Academy.
Robbie not very satisfied with herself kicking that over the end line. She gained control and thought she had to lose it.
Legault will take this corner for Bacon over on the far side. So Nazer, second time she's had to face a Bacon corner today.
And Woodstock going old school, holding the posts on both sides.
Legault sends it into the middle, and it was headed by Favreau. The ball popped out, and it came all the way across the field.
That hit Massey in the legs.
Did it really? And Costa battling for it, and with Hageman, Costa won the battle, and it was a battle. Sent back in. With it is Farino. Massey trying to keep it, trying to knock it away. Burton sends it back in. Macy Rawson on the ball, looking for Favreau in the middle. Booted back in by Novak. There's another foot by Freya Robbie. Favreau one times ahead to Mawson. It'll go out, and a throw-in for Bacon Academy, and Novak over on that far side to take it. Do you get the idea one goal could be really big here today?
Yep.
And there goes one. Oh, the ball came back, so that's always good. Be a throw-in on the far side for the Bobcats.
And with a game this tight, with teams this good, you hope it's a quality goal.
Yeah.
And not a fluke.
But you know it could happen.
Absolutely.
You know, you almost had a fluke goal there in the first half. This ball is picked up by the Bobcats. Over on that far side, they kick it towards the middle. I think Freya Robbie Abby Morin was on the ball, headed by Blanchette. Morin heads it the other way. One-time kick by Massey up ahead, but the Bobcats, Hageman is on the ball again. Bacon Academy does a nice job recovering. You know, not really giving you that opportunity, but Gelhaus trying to work up there in the middle, taken away by Hageman again. Hageman decides to send it back, and then they boot it to the other side, get it away from Gelhaus. Smart move. Ball is booted the other way by Mislenski.
Oh, look at
Leah
Leah.
Costa coming in, knocked off the ball briefly, got a foot on it. It was knocked away by the Bobcats all the way to midfield. Emma Massey. This is Kayla Hall for the Bobcats. Knocked down. Two players go down on that one. Burton trying to control it. It goes out. It'll be a throw-in down below for the Centaurs.
Sub coming in. Whitehouse will be coming in.
And coming out will be Peyton Leet. Just about 10 minutes in now to the second half, and still no score between these two. We thank you for tuning in today. We're happy to have you aboard. It's been a fun one. Been a physical one.
Speaking of which,
yeah, Favreau sends it downfield.
Two people down.
Glover just comes on out. That's really not a shot. That was just trying to send it over the top and see if anyone could get to it. And Glover just recovered. Punts it downfield. That ball went by Haley Whitehouse, sent forward by Freya Robbie. Favreau on it. It goes out. Throw in for Whitehouse over on the far side.
You know, you saw Whitehouse not taking that ball out of the air. And with concussion protocols, I don't blame her a bit.
Yeah. Gelhaus went down on the far side. Be a throw in for the Bobcats. Taking their time, Novak. Looking downfield, Whitehouse. Or Robbie, I should say, got a foot on it. It will be Mislenski who bodies up on it, and the call will go against a push against the Centaurs. So the Bobcats will have it just inside midfield. Hageman will kick it down there. Or may do a short kick. Well, maybe you'll have somebody else kick. That's how you're going to do it. Going to run it downfield. Hageman trying to dribble through. Favreau coming out to meet her. Hageman trying to get around Favreau. All the way down deep into the corner. Reverses direction.
Look at
Kicks
Lennon
it back out. Yeah, Favreau just stuck with her all the time. Here's a long boot in by Legault. Picked up in the middle by Blanchette. Blanchette turns and fires. That's what she's good at doing.
Oh, yes.
Way off mark on that one. And Rebecca Nazer will go over and get that one in the field hockey cage. Field hockey's not done yet. They got one more game.
Good. Woodstock has utilized their bench much more frequently than Bacon. So we'll see as this game gets on in time, and if it goes extra time, if that's going to have any effect.
Bailey Elliott was the only real change that we've seen for the Bobcats. And I think she's not out there right now, but she was the only one we saw come in. I think that was different from the starters that I remember anyway. It'll be a throw-in down the far side for the Centaurs. Yeah, the Woodstock Academy field hockey team does have one more game left in the season. They face, I think they have to go to Enfield on Thursday. That'll be their final game of the season. Like Dennis Snelling said in the pregame, you know, they're just still happy to be playing because some teams are not playing anymore. They're starting to think basketball already. Oh, I say already. It's November 1st.
What I'm thinking.
You're thinking
most
basketball.
Of the time, right?
We'll be thinking basketball shortly there, Mr. Smith.
Jared Booten and I were talking about the changes to Woodstock Academy's boys basketball team and how the freshmen last year that have now grown a little bit, how they're going to be.
Yeah.
It was fun to speculate. Nice ball.
This ball ahead. They got it onto Orbegozo, I think, coming out. Here comes Glover, and Glover boots it away. Selmecki, who actually was on the ball, and that ball is deep.
That
deep over the fence.
Yeah, that one's in
well, we'll find it in March. We'll find it in March, maybe April, somewhere around there. So it will be a goal, actually a throw-in on the far side for the Centaurs. Orbegozo to take it for Woodstock Academy. Gelhaus comes out to help her. Gelhaus turning on it, but is booted away by Novak down into the midfield. Centaurs send it back around to the 40, picked up there by the Bobcats. They got a couple of people down there, a lot of blue shirt jerseys too, though. Palmer trying to dribble her way through and sends it into the middle, knocked away by Magdalena Mislenski. Picked up at the 40 or so by Mawson, turns on it and sends it the other way as the Centaurs try to counter with Selmecki. But Novak is the one who wins that battle, but kind of hit it off the side of her foot. Throw in down below for Isabella Mawson. Mawson gets in. Gelhaus comes streaking over. Gelhaus with the left foot. Goes all the way almost back to midfield. Over the top of Favreau to the other side of Orbegozo. She has to get it before it goes out. And does. But she has two defenders on it. It's just going to be a throw-in for the Centaurs as Bacon wanted to reset. Orbegozo trying to get it into Abby Morin. Ball was kicked up in the air. Morin does end up on the ball. Favreau back inside. Veronica Smith boots it away for the Bobcats. We have not had anything close to a shot in this second half. Mawson watches that one go over her head.
As we were discussing before, no one wants to make that mistake.
Correct. Right now they're playing very cautious soccer in between the 20s. Throw in for the Centaurs. Here's Grace Gelhaus. Back to Mawson. Back to Gelhaus. Taken away briefly but then Gelhaus got it back. Abby Morin now on the ball for Woodstock Academy all the way to the far side. Orbegozo may not. She got that one too. Pretty quick.
Yeah, she did.
A senior. Favreau On it over there on that far side, knocked out. Be a throw-in for Woodstock Academy. Into Orbegozo. Selmecki. Gelhaus battling for it. Back out to Abby Morin. Morin over to the near side to Mawson. That ball is just collapsed upon by the Bacon D. Here comes Veronica Smith. Back out to midfield. Mislenski gets a foot into it. Selmecki trying to control it right around the 15. Can't. Ball knocked away from Blanchette. Nice. Blanchette and Mawson just battling. Here's a big boot by Bacon back to mid. Macy Rawson on it for the Centaurs. She'll turn and kick it downfield. Mawson on it. Oh, her and Blanchette came together. No call. No call. And the two of them kind of looked at one another. Ball back to midfield. Oh, there's a bump from behind, too. Little physicality going on out there. Kayla Hall got bumped from behind by Mislenski. Here's Gelhaus going after the ball, and she is taken off the ball by Farino. Gelhaus tried to just kind of reach in. Couldn't get it. Ball's back at midfield. Another collision or two, and this call will go the other way against Bacon Academy. It'll be a Woodstock Academy kick. Free kick from just about midfield for the Centaurs.
Frey Robbie will be taking this.
Yep. 25 minutes left to go in regulation. And the boot downfield. Headed by Novak, I do believe. Morin on the ball for Woodstock Academy. To the near side, Mawson, ball taken away, knocked away by Novak. This is Mislenski. And there's Novak again, all the way downfield. It'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs down this near side. Mislenski tracking it down.
And look at Magda just running down the field, smiling.
Big smile.
Yep.
Hey, we're having fun out here, right?
Yes, we are.
Sub coming in for Mawson. Leah Costa back into the game, I think. Is she out here?
And Brown's in.
Oh, Gabby Brown. That's who came in. So Gabby came in for Mawson. And that was kicked by Macy Rawson to the middle to Isabella Selmecki over on the far side. Whitehouse has to track this one down deep in Woodstock territory. Knocked out. Nope, knocked along the sideline. Knocked downfield by Bacon Academy. Header by Abby Morin off the side of her head, back into the midfield. Gelhaus went up with it, or for it, along with McKelduff. Neither one of them got it. Ball still in the midfield for Gabby Brown. Looking downfield for Selmecki. Smith is going to get there first, and we'll just kind of send it over to Glover, her keeper, who kind of just winds up and fires it down the field. Back at midfield. Ball knocked away. Here's Macy Rawson. Backpedaling and not getting to it was Farino. And that was a call going against the Centaurs. And I think, was that an offside call again?
It must have been.
That's what I think it was. It was an offside call. So
I don't know what else you would call.
No, that's about all it could be. It was an offside call. So it'll be a free kick. That was a fourth offside call against the Centaurs. Gabby Brown trying to get it at midfield. Cannot, but gets it back. Knocked away by the Bobcats. To the near side, it'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs. Abby Morin right down below us. And more subs coming on.
Costa and Mawson came back on. I knew Mawson wouldn't be out for long.
No, not for a while. Just get a drink of water and back out on the field.
Yep.
Legault chasing it down for Bacon Academy. Just over to Glover. Glover will boot it out of there. She likes to kick the ball.
Ooh.
And that's
you
the reason
can see why.
Mislenski tried to get a head on it and could not. So it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. I think it did touch the back of her head and it went out. Novak right down below us will throw it in for Bacon Academy. Turning on it was Kayla Hall. Into Hall was Rawson right down to this near side. It'll be a throw-in for Woodstock Academy as she hit Hall with the ball. So right down below us is Abby Morin. Gets it in to Gelhaus briefly. Hageman tried to control. Favreau tried to control. And Bobcats do control. Back to midfield. Hageman. Farino. Farino battling against Mawson. Farino won that round, if you will. Farino up ahead. Ball was knocked away from Palmer, I think, and it's being chased down the far side. Whitehouse sends it downfield, and another offside call.
He's stopping the clock?
Who is stopping the clock? He is.
Far side.
Oh, far side.
Yellow card? On who?
I don't know. Yellow card on who? Was it the coach?
Well, there's a Bacon player leaving the field, number
on
11.
Palmer. No, was it 10 or 11? I think it was 10. Isn't that number 10 who just went to the sideline? There's 11 still out there. If you could find Gelhaus, you'd find number 11.
Right.
And she's not out there. So maybe it is. Maybe it was McElduff who got called for the yellow card. And she will go right back over and will be ready to come back in. Yeah. So whatever it was not good over on that sideline.
Offside.
And now we have an offside against Gelhaus. Number 5 against the Centaurs. I've been counting.
Well, the Bacon player is standing at midfield. She should have come in on this.
No, not on an
offside.
offside.
You're right.
Not on an offside. Only
right.
on a throw-in or a goal kick. Gelhaus sends it into the middle.
And now Woodstock is so conscious of the offsides that they didn't break on the kick.
Right.
They're
kind
snake
of
bit.
Back on their heels a little bit, set that way by the officiating in this case because of how they're calling it. And pretty closely they're calling these offsides. This ball is picked up by Blanchette to the far side. Whitehouse trying to track it down. And as you go on in the tournament stuff, of course, it's the ECC tournament. When you get into the States, the calls sometimes change a little bit.
Yes.
They allow a little bit more to happen most of the time. But then they'll start getting the calls that you don't normally get, like the offside. And because you have another official by the semi, I think it's either quarters or semis, and they've done it either way. Well, you may have 3 officials, the one in the middle and the 2 on the side. And that changes the whole game in my book.
And when they do it in basketball, these guys are so accustomed to working 2-man teams. When you move them to 3-man teams in soccer and in basketball, it changes the game.
It does. You kind of change the rules in my book. This is Gabby Brown trying to move the ball in, knocked away by the Bobcats and booted away by the Bobcats. Headed up by Myslensky to Brown again, who bodies up on it. It's ball to the near side. Brown trying to get around. Myslensky, or actually Morin, picked up the ball back to Brown.
Send it.
Brown gets it to her left foot, still fought for. Mawson turns on it. Mawson in between the legs to Favreau. One time to Gelhaus, left foot, but there was Veronica Smith was in the way. Hageman for Bacon Academy. Pass to Blanchette. This is where the Bobcats could get something on the counters, Ball downfield was knocked away, and it'll be a throw-in. Nope, the Centaurs will stop it before it goes out.
Good hustle play.
Yep, indeed. Nice job over on that far side, but here come the Bobcats again. Blanchette, you know she will fire from there. Just trying to work her way around to find a way to do. Gelhaus kind of working in front of her. The ball goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs.
Good job by Gelhaus.
Yep. Myslensky throws it into Grace. And Gelhaus winds up and fires it downfield off the side of the foot. Costa almost got in front of it, but Burton does instead. The race is on to the far side, and Costa wins that. And when unfortunately, the ball went out just as she touched it.
Bacon ball.
Yep, be a throw-in on the far side. Under 20 minutes to play here in this second half of play. And, no score between the Bobcats and the Centaurs. It's been like that, since the start.
The player with the yellow card was number 10, Mark.
Okay, it was Palmer. So Audrey Palmer, the sophomore. Is she back on the field?
She is.
Okay. Throw in. That is Palmer with the ball right now, and that one goes out. Be a throw in for the Centaurs over on the far side. Mawson, straight up in the air, knocked header the other way. Favreau picks this one up. Favreau tries to turn. Back over on the other side. That one goes out of play. Be a throw in for the Centaurs, okay? Wait and see there. Ooh, Brown and Smith just came together. Smith went down. Brown turned around and said, "You hit me?"
This is problematic.
Blanchette 1 times forward, and it's going to be offside, this time on the Bobcats. 5-1.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd like to wish your best of luck to Christian Menunos.
Oh, no kidding.
After his 5th place finish in the Class Double M, a race on Saturday, the state championships, he gets to run in the state open on Friday, also at Wickham Park in Manchester. So we wish him well. Hopefully he comes in the top 25. That's a tough ask. But if he did, he'd be running into New England's in a couple weeks. This is bouncing around. Brown gets on the ball, but it's knocked away. Wouldn't Brown, coming on in this situation,
a freshman
would get a goal in a semifinal game? That would have been special. Bobcats on the far side. Again, that counter.
Room.
Yep, they got the counter going a little bit. They boot it downfield. On it was Freya Robbie, taken off of it by Kayla Hall. Hall between 2 defenders. Hall still has the ball. Hall working around, little turnaround, and then one times to the right, turns and sends, but Macy Rawson's there to boot it back out, sent back in by the Bobcats, and that one will be deep in the woods. To be found by the squirrels and the deer. Who knows? Maybe they'll be coming out here and playing some lacrosse tonight when we're all gone. I have seen when I've come up here.
Oh, there's enough lacrosse balls back in there to fund a league.
I have seen when I've come up here once in a while, when one of the first ones here or something, or if no one else is here, you walk out here and there'll be a fox on the field or something like that. There's a boot to midfield by Morin, who will body up on it. Morin tries to turn. Hageman on it. Hageman racing it downfield. Favreau. I still remember one of our coaches who came from a much larger area than here used to say, there's some bad things in the city, but here, if you walk out into the woods, there's things that can eat you.
Yeah.
And I mean they can eat you. That's a call from
player
the back
down.
side. We have a player down. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to give the ball back, I think, to the Centaurs here. I'm not sure exactly what this.
We were on the attack. There's no reason to stop the game, especially if she's going to.
So
you're going to call it a drop?
Well, they're going to give it, I think. What they're going to do is allow Bacon to kick it back over to Woodstock Academy.
But they're not going to.
I think they're just going to give it to Bacon, to Woodstock Academy. Favreau boots it forward. Gelhaus tried to get ahead on it. Picked up there by Novak. Novak to this near side, knocked out by Gabby Brown. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. I was too busy talking about the woods and animals and stuff like that.
The bucolic splendor.
Oh, my gosh. He pulls it out again. The bucolic splendor. I don't know if that's bucolic. This ball down below us be a throw-in again for the Bobcats. Nice thing about having these stone bleachers is the ball bounces back to you pretty quickly.
Yes, it does.
Kayla Hall knocked down on the play by Mislensky. No call.
And if you ask Wyatt, Robbie, there's nothing good about the stone bleachers.
I don't disagree. On the far side, that was Burton to Bailey Elliott. Turned on and not going to help him much because Freya Robbie's back there for Woodstock Academy. Gelhaus got a foot on it, and that one will roll along the far side. Booted forward, another offside call. 6 offside calls to 1.
Not when the ball was struck.
So that's the 6th offside call. Wow.
It's not her fault that she's faster than everybody else on the field.
Well, some people may think it is, I guess. So it'll be a kick for Glover, the keeper again. Booted downfield. Favreau gets ahead on it. Under 15 minutes to play here in this second half. Morin, Elliott. Palmer came up to get it. Favreau instead ends up with the ball. Gelhaus one times over the top of Costa's head. Burton kicks it out. Handball. Okay, it'll be a kick for the Centaurs. Just about 35 out for Favreau, who immediately boots it into the middle for Gelhaus. Glover comes out and catches it.
And gave just a little hint of a bobble.
But she fell back right on it, so that was the unfortunate part. Gelhaus turned around, and she would have gone after it had it popped loose, but it did not.
Look at Lennon Favreau take that ball out of the air.
Puts it right off her head, back over to Peyton Leet. That ball is knocked away by the Bobcats. Be a throw-in down this near side for the Centaurs. So Magdalena Mislensky will do so. Mawson is back on. So is Orbegozo, Gabby Brown, and Abby Morin will go off. And Mislenski to throw it in for the Centaurs. Or Bagozo. Hageman on the ball. Hageman up forward. Blanchette got a foot on it, knocked off the ball, picked up there by Hall, back over to Blanchette. Blanchette turns around and fires. Nazer's right there. Well, that was only from 45 yards out.
But you never know what's going to happen.
And technically that was on goal. It was, and the intention was to shoot it on goal. That ball, another player down on the far side. I think, is that Leah Costa who went down?
Another foul on Palmer.
Yep.
Palmer pushed Costa down.
So will be a free kick from about their own 45 for the Centaurs. Booted downfield by Freya Robbie. Header by Veronica Smith goes backwards. Gelhaus trying to track it down. Gelhaus does before the end line, but boots it into the middle, kicked out by Bacon, and it'll be a throw-in on the far side for Woodstock Academy. Peyton Leet will throw it in. Unfortunately, Gelhaus was bodied up on by the Bobcats. Novak, Farino, Gelhaus got a foot in it before Farino could. Now Farino back on it. Gelhaus is as well. Veronica Smith boots it downfield, just giving him a little bit more breathing room on that one. It'll be another throw-in for the Centaurs. So, throw in from here. We have had all of a turnaround 45-yard shot so far this half. Neither keeper in any danger whatsoever. Nazer and Glover have just been interested spectators for most of the game, most of this half anyway. Nazer did have to make 4 saves in the last half. This ball is Blanchette's, more than it's Peyton Leet's. Leet for Orbegozo.
Sender.
Orbegozo knocked away from her.
Send
Picked up
Costa.
by Mawson. Well, they're worried about the offside call right now is what they're worried about. Costa has to try to keep onside, which is what I think she's more worried about. Mawson gives it over to Costa if she can get there. She does, sends it in. Glover comes out, knocks it down, and takes it down.
Sweet ball by Leah Costa.
More of a cross looking for Gelhaus.
Definitely.
Not a shot. And Glover did what she could do, which was get in between it all. And she will be able to punt it away. As I said, Glover is a pretty good keeper. That ball sent forward. Here comes Glover out right in front of Leah Costa. You don't give her a save, but that was a save. Gelhaus right down below us. Grace Gelhaus turns and looks and tries to redirect things. Bobcats are there. Blanchette missed on it. Elliott did not. This ball back at midfield. Hall, Mislenski battling for it. Mislenski, a nice job, but Orbegozo knocks it out. Mislenski did a nice job of playing like a human wall.
Yes, she did.
So it'll be a throw-in down below us for Novak and the Bobcats. Everybody looking a little tired right now, I think. They've been going at this for a while, especially the Bobcats. Costa was able to tie her shoe in between. That ball goes out. Last touch by Mislenski. Last touch by the center. Yeah, by the Bobcats. Mislenski thought she was the one who touched it last, the way she walked away. Mislenski gets it over the top of Mawson. Booted away by Legault. Back to midfield. There's Palmer on it for the Bobcats. Now she'll let Farino take it, maybe. Oof. Farino came together with Peyton Leet, and the call will go against the Bobcats. Leet sends it downfield. Veronica Smith is there to boot it away, so didn't really matter. But here is Kayla Hall on the ball for the Bobcats. Unfortunately, she had no one to her wing except Haley Whitehouse.
Yeah, she just needed to hang on to that ball and wait till the cavalry arrived for support.
There was nobody left over there. Ball on the far side will go out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs. 7.5 to play in this second half of play. I knew I jinxed myself at the beginning of the half. I just knew it. Whenever you talk about it, but you have to mention it.
You have to mention it. We have to let the audience know what's going to happen, what could potentially happen.
And it's now looking more and more like ever that the potential could be realized.
Well, no one wants to make that mistake. I mean, now you've got Veronica Smith coming way up the field because she has the best throw, but now she has to get back.
Yeah, she'll retreat back quickly. Ball's thrown into the middle. Mislenski can't really get a foot on it. Orbegozo does. Now Gelhaus comes into the play, deep in the Centaurs territory. Whitehouse sends it down the line. Picked back up by the Bobcats, and Elliott, I think it was, on it, will send it back in. It actually bounced off a Woodstock player. Mawson sends it up, looking for Costa. Costa should win this race, but will she get there before it goes out? The answer is yes. Leah tries to turn it to her left foot, moving it back into the middle of the field, but the ball was knocked away.
Just ran out of gas.
Yeah, and I think the ball also got knocked away by the Bobcats just in time. Mawson last touched by the Bobcats. Blanchette says what?
Off Blanchette's foot.
Yep. So Mawson will have a throw-in down below us. Deep in the Bacon Academy territory. Mawson to Gelhaus. Gelhaus with the left leg, trying to turn the corner. McKelders and Blanchette were both with her on that one. Gelhaus, unfortunate, hit it off the side of her foot, but back out towards mid. Maybe that was intentional. Freya Robbie over to Haley Whitehouse. Up ahead to Gelhaus, getting a little head of steam going, trying to turn on it and does a nice job, but the ball got around her. She keeps it from going out, sends it into the middle. Here's Costa. Costa, the ball's loose. Veronica Smith kicks it out of there. Favreau down below us for the Centaurs. Here's Mawson. Back to Favreau. Favreau with the left foot, then the right. Knocked away again by Veronica Smith. That was off Farino's head. Now to Peyton Leet. Kicks it in. Glover actually will hit off first of a Bobcat player, and then Glover will retrieve it before it goes over the end line. It'll be a goal kick out. It hit off of Legault's head, but Glover was there to make sure it did not go out.
Nice flurry, nice hustle for Woodstock.
5 minutes to play in regulation. This ball is away from Kayla Hall, but she'll be the one to track it down first. Nice little left touch, right touch. Ball will go out. Throw in, Bacon Academy. Novak will chase it down to throw it in. Just a sophomore for the Bobcats.
That's a lot of younger players for the Bobcats.
They only have 4 seniors listed on the roster. This is Ms. Lenski. Into the middle. Grace Gelhaus directs traffic.
She's on. She's on now.
Gelhaus over to Costa.
She wasn't then.
She wasn't. That was offside number 7.
Yeah.
Offside number 7.
That was definitely offside.
Oh, yeah, that one, that was an easy call. So,
and the Bacon defense did a nice job stepping forward. They saw where Costa was, and they all stepped forward at once. That offside trap.
Yep, and it's been working. There's no question it's been effective. This one kicked by Glover all the way downfield, where it's picked up by Kayla Hall. Hall for the Bobcats, knocked away by Ms. Lenski, and it'll go out. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats down below us. It's actually an effective weapon because you know you got to keep it. You got to keep the score close. You know you don't have a great scoring team, and you're looking for that one possible ability to get one to go. Here's Blanchette, sends one wide. Nazer will watch it go harmlessly by. And it'll be a goal kick out for the Centaurs. Freya Robbie will take it. Gabby Brown back in. Emma Massey back in. Leah Costa out. Peyton Lee out. Bella Mawson out. Goal kick out by Robbie. Back into midfield. Veronica Smith bodies up and kicks it with the right foot downfield. That was Smith on the ball. Kicked forward. Knocked off of it by the Centaurs. The header by Orbegozo to Gelhaus. Blanchette on the ball with Gelhaus, and no call. Wow,
that's a card.
That's
a card.
Well, they're gonna. The only thing I can think of was that they said they got all ball. That's all I can think of. Because you're right, it was close to being a card. Brown, and that one will go out. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. But I will say, I think a lot of the foot ended up on the ball. That's the only thing I can think of.
And a lot of body.
Oh, that too. And that one will be a throw-in again for the Bobcats. Throw in on the far side to Hageman. Palmer over the top, trying to get it to Hall. The Bobcats really have not increased their presence up front.
No.
Down to the near side was Mislenski to Gabby Brown. Brown sends it over the top Glover will be able to catch this one as it rolls to the box. And it'll be a punt for the keeper from Bacon Academy with 1:46 to go here in regulation. On the ball is Hageman. Back into midfield. Downfield, they work it with Farino. Knocked away by the Centaurs. Gelhaus will watch this one go out. No, she'll save it from going out. Back into the middle to Favreau. One
nice
time
ball.
forward. Here comes
Just
Glover.
a
Yeah, it
little
was just a
long.
little long indeed. As breaking in was Selmecki, and unfortunately just a little long for the Woodstock Academy forward. Booted downfield by Glover. Not her longest kick. Gelhaus with a header to Selmecki again. That one's off the ball by Veronica Smith, who turns and boots it off of Haley Whitehouse. And it'll go out. Be a throw-in on the far side for the Bobcats with under a minute to play in regulation.
Blanchette gets her first break of the day.
Yeah.
Number 17 comes in for Bacon.
So a throw-in. And on it for the Bobcats, go out off not of Kayla Hall, but off of the Centaurs. 30 seconds left to play. Someone's saying, where's the ball? And let's throw it. And they did it. They got it in. That ball being fought for. Palmer cannot control. Here come the Centaurs trying to counter a little bit, but Veronica Smith is there right at midfield. Mislensky gets a foot on it to this near side. Orbegozo will not get there before the ball goes out. Throw in for Novak. Final 10 seconds of regulation. Novak sends it in. Orbegozo back over to Mislensky. Booted up here. And that one will be the end of regulation play. Hate to say I told you so. But somehow I knew that I had jinxed us when I said that there will be 2 10-minute overtime periods. And if we need to, we got to go to PKs too. So, but I did jinx us.
And 10, these are golden goal.
Yeah.
That means if a goal is scored,
It's over.
the game is over.
So now you're really up against it in this case, I guess, in that regard, is that you have to, whoever scores first wins in this case. So we've played 80 minutes of regulation soccer. We still do not have a decision. We'll be back with more from the Bentley Athletic Complex in just
Woodstock
a moment.
Academy fans, the Centaur Shop is the place to go for all blue and gold apparel. Shop the latest collection of hoodies, tees, sweatpants, shorts, and more on shop.woodstockacademy.org or visit us in person at the Centaur Shop, located on the south campus of the Woodstock Academy.
Well, here's the good friend.
I'll drink to that. Say, Ernie, still fooling around with magic?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've got a great new trick I've been working on.
Ernie, not the watch and scarf trick.
It's the watch and scarf trick. Now, let me show you. Mel, give me your watch.
You're not going to make it disappear, are you?
Now, Sylvia, I need to borrow your silk scarf.
Be careful with it, Ernie. It's my mother's.
No problem. Now, I take Mel's watch, wrap it carefully in Sylvia's scarf, and then set fire to the scarf.
Ernie!
And poof! Uh-oh.
Look at my $2,500 watch.
Jeez.
My mother's scarf.
That's the watch and scarf trick.
Let me show you how it's done.
Show me. Who's your insurance agent?
There's no trick to finding good insurance coverage. Just call Girardi Insurance Services for homeowners and automobile coverage that really covers. Our experience in designing comprehensive protection programs can be tremendously helpful in your planning for the future. You never know what's going to happen next, so know you're ready for whatever happens.
When they ask who's your insurance agent,
Say Girardi Insurance Services, your independent agent.
we're the answer.
See them online at GirardiInsurance.com.
So apparently they also give them 10 minutes in between the break.
Well, this better be over in about 45 because it's going to be dark.
It's going to get darker and darker and darker, earlier and earlier and earlier. In fact, this weekend, I do believe, is when you change the clocks over on Saturday, right? Saturday
have no
night.
idea.
I think it's Saturday night. So you get to sleep an extra hour.
An extra hour of sleep.
On Sunday anyway.
And it passed the Senate unanimously that we get rid of this ridiculous changing.
So
the
it still
clock.
has to go through the Congress?
House, yeah, it's got to go through the House.
It's got to go through the House and then
it's
to the
gotta be signed
President.
by the President.
So that should be interesting.
Yes,
so,
sir.
I mean, I think everybody is ready to get rid of it for the most part.
And many countries have.
Yeah, well, I think it becomes a
get back out here.
Okay.
The thing is, we go 10 minutes sudden victory. All they do is switch sides, so just reset it at 10 if we go.
There's your whole description that you ever needed to know.
Yep.
Talking to Joe Norton up in the booth, Frank May, letting everybody else know. Of course, it's 5 minutes only in between. I was like, 10 minutes is a long time.
Yes.
I thought it was not going to be 10 minutes. So it's only 5 minutes, 2 10-minute overtime periods. They switch sides. There is no break in between that. And then they would come back to PKs if they have to go there.
And it is sudden victory.
Yes.
And how about Jeff Fongsa, our own soccer player who went over the fence and retrieved that ball that was deep in the woods?
That was deep in the woods. But that one is
Thank
not
you,
a
Jeff.
bad deep over there. That's a bad deep
it
on the
is.
other side. The one that you can see well on the camera, and actually you're showing now, that you can see how deep that is. There's woods beyond there, and the woods are down a hill. So, like, there's a big pine tree down there that looks like a small pine tree. Let's put it that way. Because it's down a hill, through some rocks, into a gorge. Gosh only knows what's in there. A lot of things you don't want to know.
Right.
And so it was good for Jeff Fonks to at least retrieve us one soccer ball
And they
from
will.
the woods.
The referees will blow this in about 56 seconds.
Correct.
And we will be back to overtime. And that will be golden goal. That is sudden victory, as you heard Frank May say, the referee. And as soon as a goal is scored, this would be over.
This would be over. Of course, we haven't had a goal in 80 minutes, so I
Right.
don't know if we can get a goal in 20.
Well,
and
I'm
you don't
looking
change anything, because in some sports, in field hockey, you actually change the things a little bit where less people are on the field. That doesn't happen in soccer. So you got 20 minutes to kind of come up with a goal. Otherwise, we go to the wondrous thing called PKs.
And Woodstock Academy, watching the two coaches, Bacon was all sitting down. They were very relaxed. Woodstock Academy, the entire team was up and in a huddle. I have to wonder about conditioning at this point. Yes, they've played all season. They're probably in great shape, but are they ready to play an additional 20 minutes on top of what they've already done?
Well, that's a good question, because they didn't play a ton of overtime, even though they had 3 ties. But the thing about it is, you don't have to play necessarily overtime in the regular season. I didn't see how many of those games ended up in overtime. So this one did.
In the girls' game we covered against Killingly, they had decided that they weren't going to play overtime if that ended in a tie. But fortunately for Woodstock, Grace Gelhaus got a goal with, 13 minutes left in that game?
14:41 to be exact.
Nice.
This ball is right in the midfield as we get underway here in overtime at the Bentley Athletic Complex. Abby Morin right down below us. Gets it over to Bella Mawson. Mawson back into the middle to Lennon Favreau. Picked up there by Abby Morin. Morin sends it downfield. Glover is going to come out to get this one before Grace Gelhaus can get to it. The one thing about PKs, if we do get that far, you got to look at Glover as a good keeper. Could cause you some trouble over there.
She's very tall and very long.
Absolutely. That ball was bodied up by Favreau at midfield. The ball still at midfield, where it's picked up by Abby Morin. Trying to get it to Gelhaus. Now Veronica Smith steps in the middle, left foot, downfield. Kayla Hall on that ball. Hall in the middle of it all to Palmer. Palmer trying to keep her body up on the ball, and instead gets knocked off of it by Haley Whitehouse. Abby Morin. Morin to the near side. Costa one times it ahead, trying to get it over to Mawson. Knocked away by Legault. Picked up by Mislenski. Booted downfield. Novak gets a foot on it, back over midfield. And now back at midfield for Lennon Favreau. Gelhaus trying to get something going, but there's a lot of bodies around her all the time.
They're double marking her now.
Yeah, they are. Everybody's on her. I think they're quadruple marking her. Every time I turn around, there's 4 white jerseys around Gelhaus. Gelhaus, well, when you're playing as well as she is right now, 9 goals in the last 6 games, I can understand the desire to mark her. You don't want to get, if you're going to get beat, don't get beat by Grace Gelhaus. Get beat by someone else. The Bobcats send it downfield, booted back the other way by Mislenski. Playing a little long ball here, headed by the Bobcats. Costa with the ball. Novak on it now for the Bobcats, knocked off of Gelhaus. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Throw-in for Bacon Academy, header by Orbegozo. Gelhaus, bodies up. Knocked out. Throw in, Woodstock Academy. In that whole second half, we had 1 shot. 2 shots in the first half for Woodstock Academy, 6 for Bacon, but many of those early on. I think the past 70 minutes, we really haven't seen much at all in the way of offense. Ball sent downfield. Hall was on it. Knocked it forward. It's booted out by the Centaurs. All the way back to midfield over the top of Palmer. It will roll out. Novak will let it roll out. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Right about midfield is where the Bacon Academy has that throw-in for Novak. Knocked out by the Centaurs. Now it'll be over the other side of midfield. 7 minutes left to play here in this first overtime period.
And as aggressive as we saw Bacon in the first couple of minutes of this game, we haven't seen them really looking to goal as much since that point.
No, they haven't been. And to be honest, the Centaurs haven't been able to get to goal.
No.
One's not really looking for it, so we don't know if they can, and the other has been looking to get there, but they haven't been able to do it. The defense has just been too tough. Smith. This one's trying to be turned on by Hall. Little backflip to Palmer. Palmer trying to get through, knocked down. The ball pops loose, popped back in by the Bobcats. Sends it in. Nazer has to knock it out. It'll be a corner for the Bobcats.
Nazer did what she had to do.
Yep.
I don't know if that ball was on frame, but Nazer had to clear that one out just to get rid of it.
You can't take a chance on that one.
Nope.
Legault, or is it Novak? It's Legault who will go over to do the corner for Bacon Academy. But, you know, if that ball happened to slip through, you'd kick yourself. So Legault, so Nazer did the exact right thing, and now Legault gets the corner, boots it into the middle, but it hits on the outside, and it'll be a goal kick out for the Centaurs. That's tough coming from, you'd almost like a lefty over on that side, wouldn't you?
That was a golden opportunity.
I don't know if they have a lefty booter. Anybody with a lefty boot? Because you'd almost like a lefty to corner it in there, I think, on that other side.
Oh, nice.
This one sent Bob. There we go again.
No. No.
Offside
that
number
was
8.
Not offside.
Offside number 8.
That was not offside.
Just looking ahead, I don't disagree. I don't think it was. The white jersey was neck and neck with Gelhaus. I don't think it was offside.
I think he's just enjoying calling these at this point.
Boot downfield by Glover. Ball will be picked up there by the Centaurs. Back to midfield with Gelhaus there. But it really, you got to figure, it kind of tames the offense of the Centaurs because they got to be a little bit conscious about that.
Absolutely.
Smith knocked down from behind. It'll be a free kick out for the Bobcats.
And Costa might have gotten the worst of
Yeah,
that.
Smith is the one who popped right back up. Costa's still down. She may have fallen on Smith. And it will be a free kick for Bacon Academy.
I believe you've got to do more than that to actually hurt Leah Costa.
I don't disagree there. So it will be Glover who will boot it out of there for the Bobcats.
4 minutes to go in this first overtime period.
And all they'll do is flip-flop and do it the other way this next time around if we get to another one. Golden goal, so anyone who scores, this one's over. Free kick for the Centaurs now, right about the 41 for Freya Robbie. Robbie boots it downfield. And that one gets through the defense, but Glover is there. Gelhaus was coming in, but Glover, obviously the better angle. And Glover boots it away. Booted the other way by Abby Morin, bodied up on by the Centaurs. Mawson tried to get it to Gelhaus. Gelhaus had to go a circuitous route, if you will, around the defense.
Did you just say circuitous?
Circuitous, yes.
Nice. That absolutely blows my bucolic out of the water.
Well, it's the kind of route she took. Yeah. She had to go around everybody to get there. This is the Bobcats right down below, but they are not going to. On the play was Meslensky, and the call will go against the Bobcats for a push from behind. That was either a push from behind or a dangerous play by Meslensky. It was one or the other, because Meslensky went down and was rolling on the ground, and the Bobcats get called for the push from behind. So it'll be a free
makes
kick.
Me happy.
Yeah, Macy Rawson. And Meslensky didn't know that was coming, and the official said it shouldn't have done yet.
She got an extra yard.
Yeah, she had to back it up all of 1.5 yards.
Yeah.
And Macy says you got to move it. You got to move back about a yard. Okay, now we're good. They're being very precise on these things.
Give it to Freya. Give it to Freya. Freya's got 10 yards in front of her, and then she can let it fly.
Macy Rawson says, nah, I'm going to boot it. Gelhaus got a header on it. Glover's going to come out and pick that one up. So it will be a keeper kick here. The punt going out. 2 minutes left to go here in this first overtime period. Glover boots it downfield. Header out. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. Whitehouse put the header out. Throw in for Novak over by the Woodstock Academy bench. Novak sends it downfield. Palmer might have gone out. Nope, didn't go out. Orbegozo turned on it. Smith with Mawson on her. And it's still working down the side of the field. Smith takes it halfway down, rolls it along the sideline, still open, still not out yet. And Robbie had to just kind of toss it out. Be a throw-in down the far side for the Bobcats. So here comes Veronica Smith.
With 1:20 left in this first overtime period.
So there is some kind of desire to get things going, but Smith is taking her time. Smith throws it in deep. Ball pops back out again. Orbegozo is on it for the Centaurs, sends it to the side. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Under a minute. And they're just going to flip sides is all they're going to do. Winner here faces the winner of the Ledyard-Stonington game. A game being played in Stonington. Might be under the lights. I didn't see. Might be under the lights
Call
tonight.
for a free kick for some reason.
What? It's a free kick? Okay. Veronica Smith boots it downfield. Picked up there by the Centaurs, headed back in by Palmer. No one touches it. It goes out. It'll be a goal kick out for the Centaurs. Coming in for the Centaurs. That little change to Selmecki took some time. Only 18 seconds left in this first overtime. Selmecki tried to get to that ball, pounces out to Novak. Mawson is on it, sends it downfield. Smith. Glover was going to come out, but then she saw Costa coming on and thought better of it. Let her defense handle it. Be a throw-in on the far side, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to flip sides and kick from the middle.
Mark Blanchette wasn't in that whole overtime period, was she? She's
didn't
on the bench. I see her over there.
Yeah, she's over there on the bench.
She was.
She's looking at her coach and giving him thumbs up as if to say, I'm ready to go, coach. And
she was a big part of the Bacon offense.
I don't know if she had some kind of pull or something because I think she gave thumbs up to her coaching staff. She's running along the far sideline right now. Fresh 10 minutes on the clock. And no score. Second overtime.
Now, if you're going to sub, you've got a plan because if you're going to be in the PKs, you have to be on the field at the end of this game.
Well, it depends how far the PKs go.
Right.
Then they start going into the bench.
After 11, yes.
So it depends how far the PKs go. But you are right. At the start, it's who's on the field. Ball is popping out, send downfield. Whitehouse picked up there by Palmer for the Bobcats. Forgot the Bobcats are going this way now. I changed my thought process. Downfield it goes. It rolls out. It'll be a throw-in for Freya Robbie. That was Kara Shea. We haven't seen much of her today either.
No, she came in for Blanchette.
Yeah. Header by Palmer. Booted out by Rawson. Shea bodies up on it. Oop, that was into the hand of Favreau, but no call.
And it was not intentional.
No. Throw down below.
But I've seen worse calls.
Oh, I know. But that is usually the call. If it's not an intentional handball, it's not going to be whistled. This is Smith trying to keep in front of Gelhaus.
And Smith just took a dive.
Yep. So it will be a corner for Isabella Mawson.
Let's go. 8:40 left in this second overtime period.
So Mawson will try to curl one in from the right side of Glover. Or do they just give it to Favreau? They do. A little short
Back
corner.
to.
Back to Mawson. Sends it in, and we have an offside call. Gelhaus somehow got behind the D. I think it was Gelhaus, but don't quote me on that. So it would just be a goal kick out for the Bobcats. 8:12 left to go here in this second OT of this ECC semifinals. Still scoreless. The boot is out by Glover. Right there is Palmer. Gets a foot on it. Gelhaus still up and knocked downfield by McKelduff. Header by Mislenski. Back into Hageman. Forward by Abby Morin. Knocked off a Bacon player. Selmecki tries to track it down before it goes out and does. Oh, there's a little bit of a
no call?
No call. Selmecki and Hall came together. No call. And then another call player goes down from behind.
And that's
up ahead,
onside.
here's Costa. Costa going in on Glover. Costa coming out Glover. The Glover is over the top of the net.
Just over.
Oh, my gosh. Glover did all she could do to come out and just take that ball off Acosta's foot, got it up in the air, and it just had enough carry to go over the crossbar. Great, nice play by Glover. Nice play by Costa.
Right. She took one dribble, and she probably wants that one dribble back.
Yeah, she might have wanted to consider really firing quicker.
And that was very nice not to hear the whistle go and an offside call.
Right. So it just is a punt or a goal kick out for the Bobcats. Now the ball coming back in for the Centaurs. The ball heads out back towards midfield. Picked up there by Palmer. They'll be thrown downfield. Burton is going to try to track this one down. Stops it from going out. Massey is on her. Blanchette back in the game.
Hit her.
That's Whitehouse going out. Last touched. Last touched by the Centaurs. Throw in for the Bobcats. Down below. Maddox Burton on the throw in. Palmer. A little collision between her and Whitehouse, don't you think? Yeah, this will be a kick going out for the Bobcats. Her and Whitehouse came together pretty tough.
There's no love lost between these two teams at this point.
Not anymore. If there was, there ain't no more.
Yeah, there's not anymore.
Veronica Smith to boot it away.
And anybody that says soccer's not a contact sport, did you just hear the
just
contact?
Got proven wrong.
Yeah.
Palmer kicks it in, but it's going to go behind the net. It'll be a goal kick out for the Centaurs. 5:42 left to go in the game. In regulation, in overtime. And then we go to PKs.
If we don't have a goal in the next 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's true. Goal kick out. We almost had one. Costa had a good chance at it, there's no question. But that's where I say the goalkeeper can come into big play in PKs.
Absolutely.
And Glover's a pretty good PK, a pretty good keeper. Not taking anything away from Rebecca Nazer. It's just that, Glover has that kind of body that a goalie, can thrive with. On this near side is Palmer for the Bobcats. Palmer with the right, then the left, taken away by Robbie. It goes out, and it will be a goal kick out.
Yep. That was brilliant defense by Freya Robbie.
Freya Robbie's a very strong defender for the Centaurs. There's no question about that. You don't get a lot of headlines when you're a defender.
No.
But that's the kind of stuff that makes you a very good defender. Just really causing trouble for the offensive player and getting the goal kick out as opposed to a corner. All good stuff. Freya Robbie. That ball was bodied up on by Blanchette, kicked away by Whitehouse. Gabby Brown with the right foot on it. Header back the other way by the Bobcats. Palmer can't get to it before Costa did. Gelhaus trying to race downfield. Costa knocked off the ball by Legault. Still chasing after it. Costa turns, sends. Glover catches it. She did have a player coming in.
Right there.
Gabby Brown was coming in, then the cross was coming across, but Glover in the way again. Ball booted up in the air by Mawson. On the ball is Freya Robbie up to Favreau. Under 4 minutes to go in the second OT. This is Mawson. Mawson into the middle. Over to the far side. Picked up here by Abby Morin. Morin. And on it for the Centaurs, Gabby Brown. Tried to get it to Gelhaus. That ball will roll out. Throw in for the Centaurs. One thing this could help with is if you do go to PKs, which is more and more what it's looking like. Gelhaus, however, knocked off the ball by Smith. But it can help for the state tournament because all state tournament games, if it ends in a tie, have to be decided by PKs.
Correct.
So it might be that little pressurized, yeah, you do want to go to the ECC championship, don't get me wrong, but it may help for the state tournament.
Yes. Oh.
Leah Costa into the middle. Bobcats on the ball. Back to the middle. Midfield, that is. Ooh, that ball almost hit Palmer in the head.
It did hit Palmer in the head.
And I think they're just going to say it went out off of her is all it was.
Palmer wanted the dangerous kick.
She could have gotten a handball, too, to be honest. She did put her hand up to protect her face, and it did hit it. Gelhaus.
Oh.
There's Palmer and Gelhaus going at it, and that's going to be another card. That could be another card, you know. Oh, no card. Because if it was, guess what?
Yeah.
She would have been gone. She's already gotten one today.
And I think the official knew that.
Yep, I think that's
and
what.
that's what he's talking to her about right now.
You know, that was very close to being another yellow card.
All right, Freya Robbie, what you got?
Robbie from about 48 yards out sends it in as far as she can send it. The Bobcats get in the front of the ball, knocked away, and then kicked out of the box. Kayla Hall knocked down or fell down.
Time.
Here's Robbie on it again to this near side. And the ball is going to roll out. It'll be a throw in for the Bobcats with 2 minutes to go here in overtime. There's Blanchette, turns and sends it to the middle of the field. Robbie's header to the sideline. 2 Centaurs go after it. It went out, so it'll be a throw in for the Bacon Academy Bobcats. I thought this would be an early day for us, too, Greg. This is no early day.
No early day.
No. Mawson turns on this one, knocked away by Veronica Smith, header by Favreau. Picked up there by the Bobcats down this near side. It'll be a throw-in for Bacon Academy. Yeah, there's a lot of bumping and bouncing going on out there right now. Whitehouse, Costa. This is Mislenski. Costa downfield off of Blanchette. That ball back into the middle of the field. Is it like a low-flying helicopter coming in or something?
Yes.
It's like a rumble in the ground here. Ball is being picked up by, well, knocked away by the Centaurs. Palmer was trying to bring it in and could not. Last minute of overtime play.
Oh.
Costa kicked the ball downfield, got hit later. That ball's knocked forward. May have been a handball there off the Bobcats. No call. Hageman.
This is a problem.
Yep, Hageman. Here's Hall. She tries to use her body to move it forward. Then Favreau gets in the middle of it. Costa. Back over to Favreau. Back to Costa. Over to Abby Morin. Blanchette just turns and boots it to the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs at midfield with 18 seconds to go in overtime. 15 seconds as they get the ball in.
And we're looking at PKs, Mark.
Yeah, we are. Gelhaus down the far side. Gelhaus knocked out by the Bobcats. 6 seconds to play. This will do it. This will end it. Gabby Brown tried to race down to get it. Will not before the time expires. So now we go to PKs. Always an interesting thing.
And both teams will meet on the sideline to go over their various strategies for this. If you're a coach, you haven't thought about this all season long, but at this point in the year, you have to think about what your PK order is.
And something tells me they have thought about it recently and probably had it set just in case this happened.
Right.
We're going to take a break.
Practice it.
We're going to take a break. Be back with more from the Bentley Athletic Complex in just a moment.
Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18-cubic-foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18-cubic-foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at busquetsappliance.com. Pay more, what for?
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask the O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, about the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach towards financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future as well as your wants and needs of today. With the Confident Retirement approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, the O'Brien Group will help you live life and save for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call me, Pat O'Brien, today at 860-208-9913. My office is conveniently located above the Shopper's Guide in downtown Putnam, Connecticut at 66 Main Street.
The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, so it's sets of 5 for PKs. You have Favreau, Gelhaus, Macy Rawson, Freya Robbie, and Maya Orbegozo, I do believe, out there right now for the Centaurs. We haven't seen who the Bobcats are going to send out yet. So we have to wait and see what they're going to do to send out. And, of course, you have Glover and Nazer, who will rotate in the goal. And it looks like they're going to use the goal to our left or to the west side of the field, since that's where the officials are headed and kicking the ball down that way.
And the penalty spot, about 12 yards away from the goalie.
Yep.
And what you're going to do, if you're right-footed, are you going to continue that ball and go to the goalie's left, or are you going to try and hook it back into the goal?
And the guessing game becomes part of it because
Absolutely.
the keeper has to try to figure out what you're going to do.
They cannot
split
move.
Second. They cannot move.
They cannot move until you strike the ball.
Correct. So now comes the interesting part as we see who the Bobcats send out. One of them is their keeper.
No,
the keeper's just going out. Okay. Although the keeper will take a PK.
If they get that far.
Well, they can take it at any point in time.
Right.
If they're one of their better PK shooters, guess what? The keeper sometimes is one of the first ones who takes a shot. But in this case, not so. It looks like Glover will go down with Nazer. So Palmer is out there. Legault is out there. That's Hageman who's out there. 5. Just a freshman. Yep. That's Hageman. I think it's Novak. Hageman, I'm sorry. Hageman. Now we just have to, the other two, I think might be Novak, might be one of them. I just don't see the number yet. So, as we take a look over at the other side of what's going on.
Oh, please.
Yeah. Here's the first kick. Sent in. It will be a goal for number 12, Legault.
Or was that Palmer?
Was that Palmer or Legault? Was it 10 or 12? Might have been 10 because she has more of the reddish hair.
Auburn hair.
Yeah, the auburn hair. That's a good word for it. So it is Palmer who gets the first one. It'll be Gelhaus.
And she went right down the middle.
Yep.
Right down Main Street.
Gelhaus against Glover.
Gelhaus, the lefty.
And the boot by Gelhaus, and she gets the corner to the right side of Glover, so both get their goals. And on comes for the Bobcats. This is Legault. Yeah, this is Legault. So Anna Legault for the Bobcats against Rebecca Nazer for the Centaurs in the keep. And the kick. That one off the crossbar.
Post.
Yep. So right now the advantage lies with the Centaurs,
Doors
provided Robbie can put this one in.
And that's a long walk back for Legault.
It is. Just got underneath it, hit it off the crossbar.
You want to put it in the upper corner because it's the hardest place for a goalie to get to. But it's very difficult to put it in there.
Glover, both hands wide outstretched, and Robbie puts it in, and it'll be underneath the left arm this time of Glover, and a second goal for Woodstock Academy. And now a 2-1 advantage for the Centaurs. And Hageman will come in for Bacon Academy to attempt. Only a freshman.
And has played a whale of a game at midfield.
Has, no question.
For the Bobcats.
Hageman's kick, and Nazer just had a hand on it, I think.
She got two hands on it, but
just
couldn't get rid of it.
Knock it down. So Hageman's goal. So now it's up to Glover, really, to stop one of these quickly. It will be Macy Rawson to take this one for the Centaurs. Centaurs right now is tied at 2. Rawson. I think Glover thought she was ready to boot there when she kind of tried it back up to the ball. It was just resetting it. Now Frank May says you can go. Here's Rossian's kick, and that one finds the upper right. So right now, 3-2 in favor of the Centaurs. And no, not yet. It would have to be another kick by the Centaurs. So this one not necessarily have to go in.
Blanchett.
I think this is Maddox Burton. Is this 2?
No, that's Blanchett. It's
that's
13.
Blanchett, 13. Yep, 13. Alyssa Blanchett. So 3-2 in favor of the Centaurs. Getting quiet out here, you know that? Here's Blanchett's boot, and that's
nice.
all net.
Froze the goalie.
Yep. So now 3-3. And it's up to Lennon Favreau for the Centaurs. Glover says you want the ball?
Gamesmanship.
Boom.
That's
I'm going to put it right down for
right
you.
there.
Here's the ball. So 3-3 the score. Here's Favreau's shot, and that goes in, but the whistle didn't blow.
No whistle.
No whistle. No whistle. And they're going to redo that one.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, because May has to blow the whistle. Frank May is the official.
Yeah, the goalie is not ready.
Yep.
Until they hear that whistle.
Correct. So now Glover comes out after she resets herself a little bit. Now the whistle's there. Here comes Favreau's shot. Favreau goes the other way and gets the goal.
And Glover guessed correctly, but Favreau's shot just went right past her.
So now the Bobcats have to hit this one. Have to hit this one to continue on.
Number 6.
Yep. This would be Farino for Bacon Academy.
Or is it 16?
6, I think.
Yeah, my eyes aren't good.
Looks like 6, doesn't it? It could be 16. It could be Hall.
Hall,
okay.
Yeah,
16.
Who played forward all day.
Yep. Our bad. That's 16. It just doesn't. The 1 and the 6 are pretty tight. And we're old. You're right. Here's the boot by Hall, and goes in.
Scores it.
Down in the lower right.
And it comes down to Maya Orbegozo.
Yep. If Orbegozo puts it in, they go to the championship game. Very simple. Glover waiting for the whistle. Set to go, and here's Orbegozo. The boot. And no save. A goal for Orbegozo. The Woodstock Academy Centaurs are heading to the ECC Championship match with that goal by Maya Orbegozo.
That was a great game. Great high school game.
Absolutely. No question about that. Lots of fun to do. You know what? I got a couple stars of the game for you. I like Maya Orbegozo because guess what? That's pressure.
Yep.
That is pressure. And the other one I kind of like, Magda Myslinski.
Yeah,
what do
I
you
have
think?
Zero problem with that.
Why don't we have those two coming up along with Dennis Snelling? We'll bring them up here to the broadcast area as the Woodstock Academy Centaurs walk away with a, by PK, 1-0 win over Bacon Academy here at the Bentley Athletic Complex. Going to be back, talk to a couple of Centaurs when we return right after this.
Luce Center for the Arts at the Woodstock Academy and Performing Arts of Northeast Connecticut proudly present Ocean State Pops Orchestra's 2022 Holiday Pops Concert. Coming to Luce Center for the Arts on December 3rd, we invite you and your whole family to celebrate the holiday season with Rhode Island's finest 60-piece ensemble and special guest openers, the Hill Singers. Bar on site, advanced tickets just $27 on theluce.org or charge by phone at 860-963-6789.
Well, here's the good friend.
I'll drink to that. Say, Ernie, still fooling around with magic?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've got a great new trick I've been working on.
Ernie, not the watch and scarf trick.
It's the watch and scarf trick. Now, let me show you. Mel, give me your watch.
You're not going to make it disappear, are you?
Now, Sylvia, I need to borrow your silk scarf.
Be careful with it, Ernie. It's my mother's.
No problem. Now, I take Mel's watch, wrap it carefully in Sylvia's scarf, and then set fire to the scarf.
Ernie!
And poof! Uh-oh.
Look at my $2,500 watch.
Jeez.
My mother's scarf.
That's the watch and scarf trick.
Let me show you how it's done.
Show me. Who's your insurance agent?
There's no trick to finding good insurance coverage. Just call Girardi Insurance Services for homeowners and automobile coverage that really covers. Our experience in designing comprehensive protection programs can be tremendously helpful in your planning for the future. You never know what's going to happen next, so know you're ready for whatever happens.
When they ask who's your insurance agent,
say Girardi Insurance Services, your independent agent.
We're the answer.
See them online at GirardiInsurance.com.
Creating art is a different skill set as opposed to the world of academia. It serves as a kind of playground for creativity that not only provides diversity in my life, but is also something I can then use to progress my other studies. Although one of my greatest joys is acquiring knowledge through my studies, it becomes easier to feel like a machine. Art, creating, brings back the humanity in society. It is a kind of communication that is internationally understood. My name is Maya Fraga. I'm a senior from Woodstock, and I am Woodstock Academy. For more information where you can spend your next 4 years, please visit woodstockacademy.org/future-centaurs.
Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18-cubic-foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18-cubic-foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at busquetsappliance.com. Pay more, what for?
And welcome back to the Bentley Athletic Complex here at Woodstock Academy as the Woodstock Academy Centaurs prevailed today over the Bacon Academy Bobcats by a score of 1-0 on PKs. And the person who got the last PK, Maya Orbegozo, I got to ask Maya, what's going through your mind? You know if you kick it in, you guys win. If you don't, you have to do more PKs.
Well, I was talking to my teammates. We were kind of huddling, and they're just telling me, like, no pressure. There's no pressure on you. And I just kind of shook it off, and I was like, take a breather. You're going to be okay. You know, put it where you put it, because we practiced yesterday at practice. And I said, put it where you put it. Just pass to the back corner, and I just did that.
And it was a great move. There's no question about it. But how much of a relief is it when that goes in?
Such a relief. I can't express. You know, when everyone started running at me, it was like a rush of excitement, a rush of adrenaline, to be honest. And no better feeling.
How much of a surprise is it to be going to the ECC championship match on Thursday?
You know, it's my senior year. I've never been on the team to have it done. And so to have it on my senior year and just to be here, honestly, in postseason is just like a blessing. So I'm really thankful.
This was a tremendous game. There's no question about it. A tremendous game out there, Maya. How tough was it out there on the field? We heard bodies coming together. It was pretty physical.
Bacon played a really good game. I'm going to give credit where credit's due, and they're just a really good team. You know, we beat them last time 3-0, but they had played 4 games before that, so they were really tired. And coming into it, we just had to say, you know what, play the game. You know, we can't expect a win coming in. So they played a really good game, and we just had to be man on man, and we just had to steal the ball where we could.
And you did a nice job of that, that's for sure. Congratulations. Good
Thank
luck
you very
on
much.
Thursday. Get Magda Mislenski in here, because Magda had let's put it this way, every time we turned around, I think Mr. Smith had said this a few times, the fact that every time I turn around, Magda's involved in a play today. I mean, there was a lot of midfield play, and that's probably why.
Mhm.
It was just a tough game between you guys.
It was a really hard game. We had number 13 in the first half, really beating a lot of us, and then it came down to, I think it was a good slide tackle by Abby Morin and her and I, and we just, you know, she got beat up a little bit, but she had to get taken out of the game. You know, I had to recover for that, but I give her credit. She worked hard too.
She worked. She was only a freshman, by the way, too.
Yeah,
I mean, these two. It was tough out there. I mean, there was one shot that Rebecca made a great save on so early in the game, and of course, you got the offside call out there as well. That was kind of tough. You know, was it just when you saw those 2 goals not happen? Did you say, "Oh, this is gonna be a long day"?
I kind of had a feeling once we got to the overtime. Oh man, here we go. But I mean, I'm never gonna complain about it because I love this team. I love working with them, and we've worked so hard to get to this point, and we really deserve to go to this final. Actually.
Yeah, no more semifinal. You're in the final now. You know, and being a defensive player, do you like this kind of game?
I do, because it's really physical. You're able to get, you know, man to man, and like as long as you're making the right plays, not trying to like injure anyone, it's fun and you have good competition.
I have to ask, and of course you didn't get a chance to take a PK, but do you think that experience will help if it happens again, maybe on Thursday, maybe in the state tournament?
It definitely would help. Actually, I was in the next 5.
You were in the next 5.
I was like, man, Maya, you better make this.
Please make this.
I had a death grip on my assistant coach's shoulder during Maya's. I was like, she has to make it, and she did. She worked so hard.
I was going to say, how proud of you, how happy were you when you saw that one go in?
Beyond proud of everyone.
Great job out there, Magda Mislenski. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Dennis Snelling, come on over. We'll get Dennis in here first, and then we'll head on out after that. But there we go. Dennis, you know, one thing we did talk about a little bit, and it seemed to maybe take you guys out of the offense a little bit. It was, you know, they did play a lot of offside and offside trap, and you got called 8 times for offsides. Do you think that kind of made you guys a little bit hesitant up front?
I just think we had trouble linking passes in the middle of the field to get any up the field chances through the defense. So maybe we're just trying to send it over when the play wasn't there and the players were just getting caught off sides. A lot of it was our fault, just not getting back.
And I'm not blaming the
line,
officials. I'm just saying, you know,
No.
did it take you out of the offense a little bit, though? Do you think they did become hesitant after a while?
I just feel like the game itself had no offense. It was just
Right, it
a
didn't.
middle of the field game, and both teams were just kind of grinding it out and trying to get that counterattack goal. And when both teams are trying to do the same thing, that's what you get. Apparently, you get penalty shots.
Well, it may help down the road, won't it? These PKs.
I mean, it helps. It helps right now. I mean, the girls we had trouble with them in the regular season, and now maybe for the next, 3 years of their lives or whatever of high school soccer, they won't worry about penalty kicks anymore.
Yeah, we just put 5 in a row in, right?
Right.
And that's a nice thing to see. 5 in a row go in.
Right. Actually, 6. Lennon had to take one again.
Oh, yeah, that's true. 6 is right.
The fact that she was able to recollect herself and do the second one again perfectly to the other side was, I think, a sign of her intelligence.
Yeah, because she did. She went one side and then went the
Yeah,
other.
it's hard to do that.
No question about that. And Maya, coming up there, the pressure is on. I mean, that's probably one of the most pressurized situations in soccer.
Yeah, and you can tell with older kids like Maya, they're just mature. They can step up to that and not really see it as the end of the world, more as just the one play that it is. So that's just the kind of kid we have here. Maya was able to do that. All 5 of them were able to do that and be calm on the ball and not take it all on their shoulders, and they ended up winning us the game.
And on to the ECC championship.
Right.
As far as that goes, how are you guys? I mean, I'm sure you're looking forward to this. You're happy to see these kids get to a point that maybe no one thought they would.
Well, I go to so many of these ECC finals that I already know what to expect. But the kids, for their first one, it should be it'll be a great experience, win or lose. We're going to be in the lights. We have to be there anyway for the All-Star Award, so we might as well play in the game, like I always say. We started the season with Stonington. We end the season with Stonington. We
Most likely.
Compare our... Oh, it's not. It's already written down, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Don't they play Ledyard? I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, where was it? Where was the score? I didn't see it yet. Got to play the game
No, it's
first.
hard to beat a team 3 times like they have to, but we're expecting to play Stonington. I didn't mean anything by that.
Understood.
But, to start and finish with the same team, you get maybe to see where you
how far you've progressed.
Yeah, but to go from losing 7-1 to the ECC final, let's face it, we've already seen how far we've come. So we just have one more game to show.
One more game to show. Well, you showed really well here, let me tell you that. Dennis, thank you very much, and congratulations. Onward you go in a late night on Thursday.
Right.
You're going to look forward to that, though, something tells me. Okay, hey, there we go. Final score, the Woodstock Academy Centaurs today prevail over Bacon Academy 1-0 via PKs, and they advance to the Eastern Connecticut Conference Championship match. That'll take place on Thursday night, either Stonington or Ledyard. We're not sure yet. At East Lyme at 8 o'clock. We'll be back with you on Saturday football here at Woodstock Academy. The Centaurs taking on the Fitch Falcons. That game at 1 o'clock will be on about 12:45 or so. Live from the Bentley Athletic Complex for Greg Smith, I'm Mark Allard. Have yourself a terrific what's left of this Tuesday. We'll see you again on Saturday.
You have been listening to Woodstock Academy Live. This copyrighted webcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without authorized written consent of the Woodstock Academy. The Woodstock Academy would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. Today's game has been brought to you by Girardi Insurance Services, The O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, and Busquets Appliances in Danielson and Willimantic, with production support provided by O'Contrabar Productions, LLC. Remember, today's broadcast is available to be seen on woodstockacademy.org/athletics/live. This has been a production of the Woodstock Academy.